as the party of Power Rangers continue their glorious adventures right in the sewers of the capital, in the TC, in the capital Denver, as in the last game they have tried to apprehend their former party member, Bob the Wizard, Bob the Great Wizard, and as some may know him. But due to very lucky events for Bob, he was able to escape the clutches, the grip, the embrace of Sass, and with the flap of his wings, seeing how his pet of Behir, a minor dragon, has been slain, he, as in his character, decided to escape. And even though Polo tried to put his best shot into his back, and he did, unfortunately the shield spell allowed Bob to not to be hit. His AC was too high.
He was hit, but he rolled for Constitution and made it.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yes, the shot was that good by Polo that it even overcame the shield result. Yes, thank you. So Polo definitely did everything he could, everything what he was in his power. His eye was keen, his hand was aiming exactly where he wanted, but Bob turned out to be more resilient than he would remember him. Yeah, so Bob escaped deeper into the tunnels of the sewers, and as he had a flying speed, of course, he was distancing away from you in a very, very much greater pace. As the rest of the party, Polo, Farwald, Rave, and Sass, we can call him Sir Sass, gathered next to the remains of the Behir, and you also have looted the boat that Bob was trying to use, and you also have, you were planning what to do next. And in the moment of, I cannot really say if it was desperation or it was brilliance, maybe both, Sass asked Farwald to bring his deck of many things and allow him to draw a couple of cards from there. Yep, and that was the second time in our campaign, in our 125 episode game, where the same player was drawing cards from a deck of many things. And the party prepared really well for that event. They asked him to, take down all your magical items first, and all that preparation. And then he drew 2 cards only. Of course, the players were really eager to know what has actually happened with Sass and what he saw. And to their surprise, nothing visibly hurtful happened to Sass. No visible reaches has befallen to his feet. As the cards deck seemingly became normal deck in his hands, as he returned it back to Farwald's palm. So from now on, Sass has drawn 2 cards from deck of many things, and he cannot draw from it ever again. So Rave, Polo can still do that, and Farwald. Or anybody else you ask.
Okay.
Maybe. Yep. This is how we ended our last game. A quick and short summary, and you had a lot of things to discuss and a lot of plans to make. So what happens next is up to you. Thank you everybody who joined. Maybe a couple of our regulars are coming in. Maybe Sebastian finally will find some time for us in the middle of his working day.
It's holiday today, let's see.
Oh, whoa.
Even less
Okay.
time today.
Okay, write him.
I did. No reply.
Cool. Let's roll. So you find yourself in the same cavern in the sewers under city of Denver, next to remains of the Behir, the dragon-like creature that was shooting you with lightning bolts and other electricity magic. But that has been slain viciously by Farwald and Sass efforts. You remember that brief moment, Rave, where you felt that the powers were coming back to you and you were able to get benefit of short rest, and especially it was beneficial for you, Farwald. For you, Farwald. But yeah, for everybody, except for Polo. Polo was unconscious at that moment. He was the only one who didn't receive that benefit. But none of you kind of know what was the result of it. But that was this exact action that forced Bob to flee, that he decided to retreat. Yeah, apologies for my voice. Let's see. Okay, we need more faces on the stream.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit sick and I need to get my medicine. I'll be right with you.
Okay.
I mean, I am with you. I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Everybody can hear you. Okay, Sass is constantly writing some harassing things to DM.
I have a full right.
I have no
Certain
idea.
right.
No idea what you're talking about. But the
Who pulled
harassment
the
will not
cards?
stand.
DM pulled the cards.
Ah, okay, I see.
Um,
That's one of the people who blames everything on others. Okay, then I don't need any other explanations.
I mean, the cards drawn were kind of among the weakest in the whole deck, right? Like weak in any meaning of negative effects and positive effects, right?
I don't know if you actually try to Google the effects, but I can tell you.
Oh.
I think one of the cards is I would say medium impact card.
Mm-hmm.
The second card is light impact card.
Okay.
Which one is
No, I
which?
get
Together,
it.
they sum up to a big minus impact. Yeah. How many cards total? Like 20, 15? I don't
A
know.
lot.
14? Oh. Unlucky.
Yes, so Farwell hides the deck back into his code.
So, Bobo says, how do you feel, says? And he's looking him up very closely with his insights, non-metagaming features.
Nothing unusual.
Polo, you can roll for insight.
Yay.
Totally fair, yes.
Oh, wait, I need to refresh the character sheet.
If you want to avoid the insights, Sass, I don't know, you can maybe do something.
Attack Polo.
can Sass do something to avoid it? Go on.
Sass
Oh,
doesn't
his-
see that the polo is looking at him, so it's fine.
It's up to Sass.
It's the roll is 32.
That was a character without charisma, right? That's a polo. Or
Yep,
that's a
that's a-
forward.
That's a
Polo.
Polo.
That's a wisdom-based
That's
stuff.
a rogue. Nice.
That's a rogue a cleric. You know, the clerics, the wisdom. That's
So,
the crime stuff.
What you would see is that Sus doesn't actually see or notice you, or doesn't react in any way if you are looking at him suspiciously, or I
That
don't know. How do you roll insight? What
that
do you-
wasn't what's
So Polo-
insight about. Insight is
So
about
Polo is
truthfulness
Okay, so-
of the situation and the answers that you have given to him.
I'm not giving any answers.
You
No
just-
one's asked me anything.
He asked you, how are you? You said nothing, everything's
fine.
fine. He rolled 34.
32.
32.
Sus thinks he's fine.
Polo, with your experience of people and their misery, you would find that many people would try to deny any bad omen fallen upon them according to their own actions, and try to act as normally. And you feel like this is exactly the case with Sus. It would be hard for you to get a truthful answer out of him, except by means of fair combat. But he is clearly not telling you the truth.
What do you mean by fair combat? Also rogue.
All of that, exactly.
Tell
Okay.
me everything and backstabs. I rolled 32 on insight.
On your insight.
Backstab and then healing. Yeah.
So,
A torture rogue.
so you said that Polo, based on his insights or knowledge of people and their miseries, kind of saw that Sus is kind of worried about ill omen.
Yes. There is definitely an ill omen, and he is aware of it.
You would see that Sas's eyes don't move. They're just looking straight while he's talking. So you might deduct with your high roll that Sas doesn't see you. But he hears you, but his eyes are not moving.
Where does Sus actually look? Does he look like average eyesight height, or does he look Polo's eye height? So does he look down? Does he understand that Polo is, shorter, or is he really kind of just
Yeah, Polo is half his
watching
height.
straight? So where is Sus looking?
It's the
Oh.
straight.
So looking at Sus and Polo is not really a kind of a library type of cleric, but he has a very strong feeling about the things. Most of the things came to him based on a feeling and this feeling is telling him something is off, especially because Sus is not looking at him while talking to him. I think Polo would kind of unconsciously maybe grab the pendant around the necklace he's wearing, and he would probably establish a mental connection to Rave.
Mm-hmm.
Something
Rave?
is wrong with Sus. He's not quite there. I'm not even sure if he's quite himself. Look at his eyes.
Should we
So it's
ask
never
something that
trust.
only Sas knows?
The drugs kick in.
Mad with pills.
Get him in Sus on tour. Yeah, I don't actually know how would Polo feel. Like it would follow on this think that Sus is not himself. No, he would say, I don't know. I can't say for sure.
Polo, everything's fine. I just need a. It's very dark here to see very well, but everything's fine. Don't worry.
Are we in darkness? That's why Sas
It's a
doesn't know where to
dim
look.
light. It's a dim light around you. It's not total darkness. It's total darkness is in the corners of the sewer cavern that you are at.
Okay. So Polo says towards us, "No, that was a tough fight. Here, have a sip of water." And he gives some water, but holy water. Yeah, okay. He grabs us his hand and puts the water in it.
Thanks. Drink a bit of water.
Yeah, he drinks the vial.
Okay. Mental link. Okay, he doesn't seem to be possessed by anything.
Also
Unholy.
not.
That was holy water. But something's still wrong with him.
You can see that Farvel standing on the side. He kind of like looks very attentively, and he is trying to catch the idea of what is happening with Sas. So he would be rolling Arcana. He rolled crit.
Oh, you know,
You
No,
have
no,
a
no
break.
secrets today.
Does he still have that spell? Yes. He looks at you, Sas, and he says, after you have touched this, you feel like you are more with the shadows than before, and your eyes and all by of yourself is more linked to the god of Anikron. I am a champion of Anikron. I welcome you, brother. And but if you find this inconvenient, this bestowed gift of my lord, I could cast a remove curse on you if you want.
I'm feeling fine. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just it's hard to see. Probably it's temporary. Just let me take a rest.
Okay. And yeah, he taps you on the shoulder, like pats you, and yeah, steps away.
Polo would like to take a coin or so and just fling it at Sas. Like the moment when Sas is, talking to Farwell and probably not paying too much attention. I would like not be, like not hitting him hard, but like something he could catch if he saw it coming.
Buzz doesn't
just hits
catch
him
anything.
in the.
Does Polo have to roll anything?
You see how it hits him in a place you were aiming. He hoped you would catch it. Maybe into his nose. It makes this
Polo throws a dagger next.
and then it makes this tinkling sound a bit, and then as it starts rolling down, he is catching it naturally, of course. +1 coin, Sas.
Sas is catching it.
Hey,
Okay. Okay, obviously mind link to Rafe. And,
Rafe, what is your reaction on everything?
Well, I will know for sure that something's wrong with Saz. He lost
Sas
something.
cannot see. His eyes are not working. Polo whispers
Is it
telepathically.
his eyes or noticing things that happen around him?
guys, I can't see, but it's probably just temporary. right? You don't need to. I'm
Oh,
telling the
yeah.
truth. It's probably an effect of some Bob's very powerful spell because he's a very powerful wizard. Or
He
it's
didn't do anything. He
something
just
with the
escaped.
cards. I don't know.
Cowardly.
Hmm. Maybe this is acidic waters of the sewers got into your eyes. You definitely need a bath.
I touch my. I still have my eyes, right? They're not gone.
You do?
Right down here. Yeah, you would have noticed. All good. All good. Ready to
You
fight.
don't see anything, or do you have some? Do you feel that your other senses are different? Can you feel your surroundings but not see it more than before, maybe?
I see myself. I see my hands and see me,
Really?
but I don't think I see you guys. If it's really you, if I'm not dead or so.
And you see your things or just yourself? Do you see
I see myself, my things,
your
everything is
bag,
usual.
your water,
Yes, yes.
magical
I just
supply?
don't see very far. Like if I put my hands and it gets bloody, it's the tips of my fingers. If I take out my great axe, yeah, the tip of it is very, very bloody. But it's probably,
What
yeah,
if
it must have
I
been the fog.
You hear this voice of the orc warrior in your head. Perfect warrior.
They can see, I can see them, they can't see me. It's -1 intelligence. Permanent invisibility. I'm one with the shadows. No.
wait. Yeah, what if it's about light? Maybe you need more light. I'm gonna use light to see if it changes something.
Okay, you cast light and everything around you becomes really, really bright.
Well, I see that I'm a bit more lighten up, but
Can you see us?
still everything
No.
below, like, hand reach is shadows.
But if I just stand in front of you, like here in front of you, can you
Oh,
see
very
me? No, like
exactly.
like almost like this. Can you see me?
Of course I can see you, yes. If you're
Ah,
so close, I
okay.
can see you. No problem. Oh yeah, I see you.
Okay. You just need
You look
glasses.
good, not even hurt at all in a fight. Probably hiding behind the boxes as usual.
Okay, so
Sitting in
yeah.
this, sewers waters, maybe a bit too long. Didn't know what you were guys doing. I was waiting for Bob, and he just disappeared. Yeah, I don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you have this conversation, you hear this crack of wooden planks. As the remaining of the boat that Bob was supposed to sail away at finally sunk down to the bottom of the tunnel.
To the bottom. We hear that. That is touching the bottom.
It has been gathering water all this time, as it has been damaged in a fight. So, yeah, some objects as they are like collapsing, falling down, those empty boxes, yeah, they're definitely making sounds as they're hitting each other. And then some of them are staying afloat, but most of the boat goes down. Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. We checked the boat, right? Polo checked the boat. Polo checked the boat with magic, detect magic vision. I'm not even sure if he even had seen visibility on top of that. So there should be nothing of value on this boat. Right? Right.
We had looked for things, right? And we kept some scrolls and stuff.
Yep,
Yeah,
I think
it's
Rafe, you had at least one scroll, and I asked you to note exactly which. And
Yeah,
then far. Mhm.
I kept 2 of them actually.
That's more like it, yes.
No, not for personal use, right? Like nobody actually wanted to have it, so I'm gonna keep it like safe.
Of course, you're not gonna use them for yourself, on yourself.
No, if it needs to be used, I'm gonna have to use it, but for the sake of the party.
Stuff of whatever, the blinding light or whatever it was. Never
No,
used.
find the path. Find the path.
Keeping it for the sake of keeping it.
Yes, so no one else can use it.
Maybe you
It-
need it now, Sas.
You need some
need to
superpower
find a way.
Sas-
You're gonna
Sas-
take it away.
Sas, do you need to find a way?
It's perfect. I have it.
I have
Just
some
let
ideas.
me know.
I mean, Polo has 1 scroll. Rafe has 2 scrolls. One of those scrolls we didn't think about what to do with yet. We might sell it. We might interchange it with something, which is not a powerful 7th level spell, which we currently don't really care about. So, but all of this talking made Polo think, maybe it's truly like the water, this thing, stuff around there got into your eyes. Let me have a look. I've seen quite a few things around the Sneaky Battalion.
Maybe I
Like,
should
so-
and he makes
too,
suggestion
try
for you to come down.
Yeah, I should as well because of I should know a little bit about materials of things because of.
So after the rave
burn.
made a light in the Sas really close by, Sas takes out some like a I don't know, flag of some sort, and like he just ties his eyes because it's too bright.
No, wait, Polo
I
says.
can
Let
still
me have
see
a look
you.
at those
No,
eyes.
I mean I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Let me have a look. Polo's
Okay,
like,
follow
come
us,
down here so
follow
I can see.
So what are you looking
Let
at?
Polo have a look. Polo wants
I
to
don't know.
inspect Sas's eyes, like on a, like more on a healer's basis, if
Okay,
anything's
please
wrong.
roll for medicine for me.
Inspect eyes.
23.
Medieval. Medieval doctor. DM.
I
Remember
mean-
Yolo
What?
from Baldur's
What
Gate?
is happening today?
Volo.
Volo, yes. Oh. Nothing. You see eyes. I think they look the same. I don't know. You never inspected my eyes before, so you don't know.
You've
this.
seen your
There's no
eyes
medical
every day,
history.
like
Polo has seen some things of people getting, acid in their eyes or splinters. So he's seen eyes who are like, damaged. So he can distinguish, he can see if an eye is, healthy or not.
As you're looking exactly point blank into his eyes, and you're trying to identify if there are any visible, noticeable damages to them, and or any pathologies that you might have encountered on the streets of Denver. You have seen many people who were usually asking for help next to Temple of Irene. And as you're trying to identify if there are any similarities to those semi-blind or fully blind people and Sas right now, with your roll, you're not able to find anything that would resemble a physical disability. The eyes, they seem to be eyes of a fairly young, strong man.
And
Somebody, he can see you. He looks as you're looking at him. You can see how his pupils are moving, then enlarging and reducing as you intensify or reduce the light from Rafe's spell, like shadowing it on more. So the physical reaction seems to be absolutely correct. He is not dead.
Thanks.
But is he on drugs?
Are the eyes straight?
That's a brilliant question. As you're trying
I
to
mean, Paula has
I-
reason to think about that.
exactly. That's why it's a good medicine roll.
Should
And
open a medical school.
and as you're trying to identify if the suspect in this case is been under the influence of anything, you're thinking about the Slytherin dust and its effect. And you realize that sus pupils, they are contracting and relaxing as the normal healthy eyes would do. And this would definitely be not the case with Slytherin dust.
Suspicious.
Exactly.
So
Nothing suspicious, guy.
from a physical look, his eyes look completely healthy.
Yeah, Paula shares that with the party. Like, there's nothing wrong. There's no
Whoa.
splinter, no acid, no
Good
strange
news.
behavior. They look just like normal eyes, but maybe it's something about the cards.
Pretty sure it would be that.
As you make this announcement, Farveld comes back to the group and says, there's no physical problem. I thought he just need to wash his head and maybe wash his face. That would solve the problem. But, and you see how he is casting a spell. So he uses his last pact slot to cast Remove Curse at 5th level at USAS. As the effect is going through your body. Sas, how do you feel?
You tell me, I don't know. How do people feel when they get casted Remove Curse? Don't feel any difference, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nothing hurts.
the spell performs as it's expected to, Farwell says, and then he looks at you as a patient for potential feedback. So
I would try to flip a coin and catch it. So I would throw it up, and as it falls down, I will try to catch it. Do I feel like
please,
I'm not as
please roll for me
So roll-
a performance with advantage.
performance? I'm catching a coin. I'm a monk of level 13.
That's why you have advantage.
2.
What?
Actually, it's 1. Yeah.
That was with advantage?
I'm gonna do it again.
Well, you think I'm gonna roll better? Advantage,
Yes.
not disadvantage. Okay. 15. Damn
See.
Metagaming. Blind person throwing a coin with advantage.
2 coins, maybe. It's fine.
You can see how he throws coins up, and after some time, probably using the math, the science, he catches it back after a certain period of time.
But do I feel like I'm not as capable in catching coin as before, or I'm a bit hindered, like by
Since
one,
since you've wrapped your eyes with some piece of cloth,
Mhm.
you only use your natural senses to catch it. You didn't use your vision.
How do I test it otherwise? Paula, try to stab me behind, and let's see if I will catch your hand in time.
You want me to stab
Or
you?
try to pickpocket me or something. Try to steal something.
That's not how it works. You are not supposed to see it.
I need to roll a
expect it.
saving throw. How do I cannot make a situation where I force myself to make a saving throw. Someone else needs to do something.
So, you know that what you're requesting says doesn't make any sense. Like, how can I pickpocket from you while you see it coming? Paulo says, and he's widely making gestures. Look, roll channel, and that doesn't make any sense. Do you know anything about pickpocketing at all?
I don't know. Do I know something? Plus 19.
So please roll for, I would say,
Save.
perception. Ah, wait, you want a saving throw.
I need a
Okay.
saving throw.
Okay, go ahead and roll for Dex. Yes. Trying to catch his hand. Dex
So
save. Let's do it.
It's 26, but does it feel like 25? Damn.
It is 26.
Good
Very
news.
nice.
I'm feeling better than a few minutes before. But that's good. Thanks, Forward.
What? Okay. So,
Right.
I
The
don't-
game,
Paulo-
of course, worked, I think.
did Paulo now get the whole purse?
What? No.
That's not for you to decide. No, I mean,
I
Paulo
rolled good.
Paulo was going for the purse, but given that the
He is poor as
the
fuck.
deck save is
Yeah,
given
that's
that
not
the
money,
deck save
but
is
the
a
picture.
26, it's also very high save. So
You-
does Paulo get the full purse or just
You get your
No.
coin back that you threw at him at first.
Come on, that's a 31, and Paulo was aiming for the whole purse.
You can steal all
help,
of my
right? Not to
1030
steal.
goals. It's fine. So you can add 1030.
Yeah, you can be considerate.
Let's say it's a paycheck for the forward. For removing the curse.
So you
Think it
see
works.
Paulo like taking out something out of his pocket, throwing it up and down, like looking at it, estimating. It's like, that's not so much. And throws it back to Sus.
I give it to forward. Forward, thank you. Feeling much better
Come
than.
on, Saz, you need to learn that you need to keep money, for emergencies. If something
You
happens,
see,
just
Polo
keep
can
it.
make money anytime. Why do I need to keep money?
You're
you need
never
money,
with
just
him,
ask
right?
Polo.
Sometimes you're by yourself and you will need the money.
Someone can
Just keep
steal it
just keep
from me. It's much
Yeah, just
safer.
be careful.
with-
You're,
I'm
if you
blind.
put it
Anyone
back
can
to normal,
steal
nobody-
stuff from me.
You did a good job. You did a good job, Paulo says. Like, it was not easy to get
Okay,
it from you.
It's not easy.
It was not easy. I mean, you came as close. The difference was only
Sus thinks
5.
you are giving him, another 1,000 gold. And then he realizes that it was his own purse. He's like, no, I don't need money, I can keep it. I was like, it's mine. Okay.
So,
Good, so
one
Barbar's
question to
stuff-
Sas. That thing you wrapped on your head, is it like bandana style or on the eyes?
I can wrap it. I don't need my whole face covered. I think my eyes are damaged still, so I'm gonna. I don't want to walk with the closed eyes. I can still see,
Okay.
but I don't want to get randomly blinded by maybe sand or some other shit, in my face. I don't
Okay,
have
okay,
helmet.
okay, I understand.
It's a sort of a banner, of sort, like a piece of cloth, like a towel. Yes.
Rafe
It
and
looks very
Paula,
strong.
I would like both of you to roll me history.
History for Paulo.
18.
Paulo didn't
Where's
attend
the-
school. Here's a 9.
Certified historian.
Rafe. Paula, for you, nothing seems to be of notice. But for you, Rafe, as you are carefully observing the actions of Sas, and as he is carefully attaching this piece of fabric onto most of his head and face, yes, You are actually realizing that you have seen this fabric before. Do you understand what it is?
In a supermarket, yes.
Yeah, something
They're everywhere.
stolen.
You saw it
This
back
was
in the
from-
Olympus fortress.
Yes.
Why does Farwell not notice that? I think he had a opinion there, right?
He is not a historian. Say.
Okay. Hey, Sas.
So,
Nice flag.
flag. What do you mean? It's a towel.
It's a banner.
I don't know, just picked it up.
And it belongs to us
Looks
all,
good.
right?
It's a bit transparent. I can still see my self, but I don't think glasses are invented yet. And I don't want to walk in with glasses.
Maybe in a
So that
magic,
would
magic
work.
shop.
Bob was wearing some black glasses, so they are very much invented.
Yeah, Bob, it's a unique item only Bob has. It's a mega rare, legendary item. I got them somewhere for Bob. I don't even remember where, but yeah, he has. They're like round ones. Yeah. Let's go. I think we need to
Farwell asked where to.
find Bob. Or we have any other
We
plans?
were gonna look for Bob, right? Somehow.
Are you guys
Well,
sure?
I'm not.
Paul says that we want to find Bob and or that he wants to find us? Are you sure about that?
We wanted to save Bob, right? But it doesn't seem like we have a plan
not-
to do that. We
I'm
could
not
even
sure if he
kill
needs-
Bob or let him leave.
I'm not sure if he needs any saving. He seemed pretty free, didn't he?
Of course not. He's been brainwashed.
Maybe he had a change of heart instead.
What for? What does he get from it?
I don't know.
Just the resources from the equalizer, but it means that he is super useless now, like he's just a slave.
Useless. Super useless slave. So many insults.
Bob is like somewhere. Someone is talking about it. Someone is snitching on me or something. Super useless.
Slave. Super useless slave.
Says Rafe while waving her whip.
He's just like
Yeah.
2 levels above us, has all the resources, and he has a powerful deity protecting him, and he knows how to deal with souls, but yeah, super useless.
Does Polo
Slave.
remember? Did Polo see anything about the necklace Bob was wearing? I don't remember, but
No, he wasn't wearing it on the top of his robes. No.
okay. Okay,
It wasn't
so
exposed.
Polo's suspicion remains genuine. I mean, not suspicion, but
That he's not doing
Yeah.
it because he's forced to, because he's charmed. That he's doing this because he wants to do that.
yeah, I think Polo doesn't see any reason to believe that Bob doesn't want to do what he's doing.
But why would Bob even want to? Wait, was Bob with us when we went to Alfield to save the souls?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But he seemed to want to save those souls. Like, how would he just now don't
Maybe
care at
he's
all?
saving the souls. He's not. He's saving the souls from the electrolyzer by taking them to himself. He's the, double agent play, you know?
Sussing
He
that?
would have.
Or?
No,
-1 intelligence. Also.
no, of course not.
He didn't
He
even
cannot
try
do
to
that by
kill us.
himself.
You know,
Like that would be
he
a
let us go.
suicide.
And he's planning to overtake the electrolyzer by himself, most likely. By
He
collecting
knows
enough
he's
souls.
still smart enough to know that he cannot do it by himself. So it's not about that.
Well, if we are level like 13 and he's level 16 by now, he doesn't have much to go. You know, to defeat by himself. Anyway, metagaming.
So we also forgot about this, what it says, and takes out the vial. I think Polo had it. I'm just gonna play it like this if he had, correct me if I was wrong. The vial from wherever he had it. And he's like carefully, you know, swinging it for the essence in it to start swirling. You remember what that is, right?
So, the glass jar that Polo is playing with is transparent. So you can perfectly see what's inside.
Sorry.
None of the
Polo does not have
jars...
it.
Wait, what?
I forgot. It's still in the box. Polo saw it, but he didn't take it out. It's still in the box. My bad. Sorry.
Okay, it's floating in shit now in the box, yes.
So Polo's shaking the box, and you can see this brown water, you know, coming out of the lids
Something
of the box.
bright is flickering there, yes.
It's just
You
just
forgot we have
escape.
this.
You don't want to touch it, or what's up?
Well, I'll stop picking up some trash.
Should
Just
I
a
just
bottle.
stay with my mage hand if you think that it's gonna be activating something? Or why don't you just take it?
I can take it, but I would rather have some time. I'd have to adjust to some items and then. You know, there are mechanisms who are designed to break whatever is inside a certain object if someone who's not supposed to open them opens them.
Okay, so the box slowly drowns, yes.
No, we took the box. It's not drowning.
Okay, you took the box, okay.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just didn't open it.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
take your time. Do what you must.
So are we
New quest.
resting right now? Can Polo just, you know, take a rest and adjust to items and...
Absolutely.
So we're not gonna follow Bob. You're saying that we're not gonna follow Bob. Last time I thought that I was gonna go take my Pegasus, that we were gonna scry on him, and we were gonna try to find him quicker with the Pegasus.
You've already tried scrying on him.
Alright.
Alright, that didn't work. Okay, no.
So we know
So
Bob
that
is
wasn't
probably not on this plane or he is protected. I think it was either one. That's, I think, what Farbot communicated to the group. So we kind of give up locating him directly. But maybe if we follow where he went, maybe we find something like a teleportation circle. That would be one of the explanations from being on something like another plane or so. We could try that. But Polo at this point just sits down, you know, lets the others talk and starts looking at the box and taking out a very specific ring and tuning to it.
Okay. So, I mean, you don't need a full rest for that or a full short rest. It's 10 minutes.
Yep.
Retuning
10
items.
minutes.
Okay. So you do that. You put a new ring on. What do you do next?
So this is the ring of X-ray vision. And so once Polo tuned to it, he would go back to Rave and ask her, would you mind casting Intellect Fortress on me just in case?
Sure.
Thank you. Alright. Then Polo would use the Ring of X-ray Vision, activate it. So he's speaking the command word. Forgot there was one. The command word is see, but he says it in Halfling. And so he sees.
He sees
What does-
exactly what is posted on Maps and Lore channel.
Yes, but he sees more. He sees the chest itself, and he understands how the chest works on the inside. He would see the mechanisms of the chest. And he tries to understand if there's something like a very difficult lockpick, something like a trap, something like a self-destruction mechanism, something of the kind.
As you're trying to observe whether this specific container had any hidden traps in it, you realize that this probably wasn't really, there wasn't probably a time really to properly equip it with traps. It could be there, but it's not there. And as you're observing the internal mechanism of the lock itself, of course, now it's way much easier for you to open it up.
Okay, cool. Then getting at it and lockpicking. I guess I roll sleight of hand.
Go ahead.
29.
It was always opened. I mean, with your roll, it was always opened.
I was like, oh, this for nothing. Okay. Cool.
Okay, yeah. So you can see this glass majestic vial inside, and as you open in the box, and the first light from the light spell of Rave comes there. Everybody else can see how the crystal is reflecting those lights around it, around the box, and also outside of it. There's many rays of light are playing inside of this mesmerizing vial.
So, do we remember if this was in the end Duvalier's soul or like this very important vitalizing elixir Bob probably needs being a higher servant of the Equalizer? I think it was either or, but I'm not sure anymore.
I thought it was
You
like
have
the
no
soul,
clue.
right?
So the thing is that all the jars that you've seen back in Alfield, back on the way in the carriage of the Equalizer, they were always the porcelain jars. They were never transparent.
Mm.
So whatever was happening on the inside, you never really never knew how it looked like until the moment you broke some of those.
Exactly. So how
It does, Rave, it does look something that resembles a soul.
So you're saying that when I broke the jars, it resembles something like what we're seeing right now in the jar.
Yep.
Okay. So it's the soul of our favorite person.
So Rafe, as far as your knowledge of this mechanism of extraction and placing souls back works, you remember that if you just break the jar right here, right now, the soul would just go into afterlife right away.
Yes. What do we want to do with this?
How does Fawad feel about that?
No, we're not sending this to Anakron, right?
Farvat looks at this one single jar there and yeah, feels a bit sad that probably a much bigger fish is gone. Some bigger offering could be made. Potentially. That's what's on his mind.
I'm wondering, are so when someone dies, does their soul go to another plane of existence?
Oh, yep. Remember what happened when the Breen died?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm writing you something, DM, because it's
Go
about
ahead.
forward.
I mean, I can guess what you're trying to do.
Yes.
So
Little
you can openly say, you can openly suggest it. It's not a problem.
Okay. I mean, I didn't want to metagame too much because in the end, I'm just sharing information or probable
Wait.
courses of action from. Yeah.
No. No. That's not applicable.
But I asked you, and you said it's a different plane.
No, it's not applicable.
But is it then a different plane?
The fact that it's different plane, it's not applicable for this soul.
So it's a special different plane. Okay.
No, it's not about that.
Now it stopped making sense.
It's just that. Is it because Bob had mentioned that he kind of extracted this soul with something he created?
Wait, say it again,
He
please.
was doing- Didn't Bob mention that he had extracted this soul with something that he created himself, some artifact or something that he wanted to try?
Did you say that? Artifact. Artifact.
Yeah, he can do stuff now. He can build stuff.
He's a soul engineer or something like that. Interesting.
Yeah, he's a good slave. I mean, yeah.
Good one.
Okay, then maybe DM's answer made lots of sense. I need to find that out.
We can just keep
Planar
the
binding
same
works for celestial, elemental, fee, or fiend.
He
So
acted
whatever-
like a fiend, but fair enough.
So whatever you are trying to do, the only thing that Farveld can suggest is that did you keep this ability to capture souls?
Nope.
So it's gone. Then that's it.
Okay. So Paula's still a bit skeptical if we should go after Bob, like not entirely sure, but so he leaves the decision process to the rest of the party because it was mostly the motivation from Rafe, I think, as a friend, as a longtime friend, and Sas as a, I don't know, based on his visions to find Bob.
That was Sas' only purpose in life, and now we don't know what his thoughts are on that.
You have greatly impacted Sas and his personality while traveling along. So maybe there are more
He was
reasons
nicer
why.
before, sure.
So yeah, Polo, I guess you're showing everybody this jar, and yeah, Farvald, Rafe, you clearly recognize what it might be. Rafe, what would you like to do with it? Because Farvald says, in case you are not thinking of anything about, I wouldn't mind a smaller offering to an Icon, but I doubt it would make a difference in the grand scheme of things.
We can always sell it to the Duvaliers family.
Because that is dark. That is really dark.
I mean, you know, it's like when someone dies, sometimes there's just ashes. This is what was kept from him, and maybe they
Right.
want to have it, right? But we
Like-
will not give it for free.
Like by accident, where we didn't expect to find it, we found your
We were
son's
trying to
soul.
save him.
You wanna
We
buy
were
it?
trying to save him. We were trying to save him, but it was already too late. or an anonymous offer that something was found. It doesn't have to be from us. Yes.
Okay, but you do the talking.
That's definitely doable.
Okay,
The
then I'll keep it in my
question.
holding for now.
Okay,
Oh,
go.
no. No, come on, you cannot take all the items. Let Polo have it because he's the most neutral. You know, Polo's actually the most neutral regarding Duvalier because you always had, Rafe always had a
Yes.
thing for Duvalier, so
What?
she's biased. Oh, cool.
What? Of course not.
Rafe
I
had
was
a
only
thing
in the
for
party
Duvalier.
until he killed someone. Yeah.
And Varwout was kind of killed indirectly by Duvalier, so he's also not without bias. So it makes sense that maybe it stays with Polo because Polo has, I think, no motive in favor
As Paula
of
hears this
Contra.
idea from Rafe about selling it all, how would he make this whole scheme to work? To whom would he offer that? How would he legitimize it? How he would keep no strings attached, you know? Because this is an intrigue and related to the families of the Dunbar, and Polo is a local here, and he was involved somewhat in the politics, especially considering Benioff incident. So he has a bit of an idea about the relationship of the families.
So you're asking about his moral point of view or about his practical point of view on things?
Both, and also his course of action, how he would do it. Because Rafe gives an idea, maybe you're the one who executes it.
I mean, while Polo was kind of partially in the politics, he was not a player. He was just taking contracts. So he was never really favoring one or the other party. He was just making business.
That was the safest and the most profitable for Polo at that time.
Safest, not quite, but very profitable. But he always made a point of not taking any side, because that would actually make it safer. But he has no attachment to the families. They're old, rich families. They are the opposite of how he grew up. So if anything, he has disdain for them, based on where they are in society and where he comes from in society. But he would see them as opportunities for business. So there's no hate, but if he had to choose one emotion, then it wouldn't be a positive one. So he's considering the idea.
Okay, and how would he actually execute this idea practically? Whom he would address? Starting with whom he would address first with this.
Maybe Polo needs a bit more time to think about it, because that was what I just said was his old point of view. But more recently, he has also been changing, right? So maybe he needs to ask himself how he feels about blackmailing someone with their family member's soul.
Okay. Yeah, very good question to character development, of course. Yeah, Rafe, just keep note. That's one of the course of action with this, and
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, just from the DM side, I think the best course of action with certain things is not placing them in a bag of holding or in a far show, but rather acting on them some way, somehow.
Yeah, we can't right now because we're supposed to decide what to do with Bob first. Which seems to be more.
You can. You have a full authority to do whatever you want.
So, but all in all, while contemplating the idea, I think Polo would just put this jar into his bag of holding. Like it's a safe place. It's a delicate object, and this is a safe place. It's nothing
It's
to be
okay,
carried around
I-
in the open.
I agree, but I tell Paul, but once we decide that we'll stop following Bob or something and that we just leave this place, we have to do it. I mean, it's not that the jar is yours, right? Like, if we ask for money, it's for everyone.
If
Sas,
Yeah,
are you
totally.
talking or you're not talking? Didn't hear you for some time. I can see mic up, but no sound.
There is.
Wait, there is?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's sound. Yeah.
Okay. Since you rejoined, I had you on mute. So thank you very much. I have no idea what you were talking in the past 10-15 minutes.
Let's
No,
put
no,
it on a
just hold on.
shelf in our bar next to some bottle of whiskey. And it will be there forever.
For a special occasion.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
sell
put a
shots
sticker
from
on
it?
it like
Drink the Duvalier.
Yes, it's a
Not-
special drink.
It's even worse than just selling it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure such a delicate item would find many ways of usage. It's only question where would you apply it.
So we need to ask someone who knows about soul magic in order to understand what we can do with it. Bob.
I know. Let's put it in an artifact, you know? I have a sword that talks. We can also put it in like a shoes or something, you know? Over here.
Infinite stomping on his tormented soul. It seems
We'll
about
put it in a
adequate.
chest.
I can tell you that this is possible.
But then would you want to have an item that is talking to you with Duvalier's voice? You know, like a bard item, probably constantly talking to you, not shutting up.
It's better
Um,
than it's been in a flask.
It's gonna be
Maybe we
so-
can think about it.
I mean, he was a powerful man, like a level 25 fighter, right? DM.
36.
So naturally, all his skills would naturally transfer into the item he will be possessing.
The talking skills.
And talking and fighting.
Who is talking? Where is the face?
No one.
I mean, I'm just wondering, what would such an item look like? A charisma sword, for example. Like, how would that act out like in reality? You know, while you swing the sword at enemies, it sings terrible songs at them, or
I mean,
Uh,
maybe you can distribute it really and put it in your items, and they will be improved. If we really
improved
understand.
certainly.
I'm also opening a church soon. So. he might-
Organ, Duvalier's
call-
organ.
Yeah, we're gonna just
preview.
make an icon, a portrait of him, and we're gonna put some bone and say this is like a Duvalier's bone, and but it's actually gonna be his soul there, and we're gonna bury him, like you know, in a casket, and people are gonna come and pray, you know.
So,
And they're gonna be okay.
just as a DM saying, so if you would like to make a magical item with the property for it to possess somebody's soul, just like you have a shield with your sword, I would say it's definitely possible. You only for that need to find a place where this can be performed, or a person who can deal with such a thing. So blacksmithy or any other establishment which can deal with it for you, have certain price, have certain timing, And also you need to tell which items you want to make. And then after that is done, yeah, I will give you the list of effects that is there. So it's creating a custom magic item from the soul of Duvalier.
Only one with a whole soul.
You want to make
I
a
mean-
set?
Make a body armor and it's gonna be animated all the time. Duvalier is gonna walk like an automaton. He's gonna be
Perfectly
like
distributed.
non-NPC, always there.
Fair point. We could maybe transfer a soul to a set of items, though. Like, let's say a set of dice, something like that. That would be interesting. Powerful, powerful charisma dice with a soul. You know, Paulo might be very interested in such an item. I mean, it would not be for fighting, I suppose, but. Okay,
And
we'll keep finding
with his
ideas.
life every time we throw a dice, you know. And they will
Nope.
never. They will be immune to damage because as a magical item. Forever.
I mean, that would be perfect cheating dice, right? Probably.
So there is a million of applications for this. Yeah, it's up to you.
We could
As you're
also just
still-
read over there. Just
You,
saying.
you still find yourself next to the stinky remains of Behir in the cavern underneath Dunver.
Should we just burn it now? We did take some materials from him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Unless someone has other ideas on how to get rid of it.
I can carry it all the way to somewhere.
Huh?
Embassy.
To embassy.
Our
no?
friend, he's a druid. He likes, you know, exotic animals. Maybe he will find some use for it.
How would it?
Sas is just gonna sit there and try to relax.
Okay, as you're trying to identify it, let's go on a short 5-minute pause. And we come back after that.
Alrighty.
Okay, we're back live. As the party of Power Rangers are coming back from the pause, thank you everybody who joined. Is Sebastian finally joining? What did he say?
He said he would join, but you never know what it means. Like when
Ah.
he would join.
Tell him that he must write something. Otherwise, we don't know. Also, this part I will be doing standing. Let's see if it
Are you
affects.
pain?
Just for a change.
Okay.
I guess prophylaxis, you start before you have pain, right?
I don't know, I've never done that.
I mean, how many hours per day do you spend in your kitchen?
All of them?
Exactly. So I don't think
I
it
don't
deserves to be called
10,
kitchen.
11 maybe. It's everything. It's a sports place, it's a home office, it's a kitchen, it's, yeah, a game place, yes, everything.
And then she calls perfect slave. Oh, what did you say about Sas? About Bob?
But I'm a slave from what? It's
was
just like
thinking
a
like-
face.
Super useless slave, I think.
No, then it's just she's bound to the kitchen. That's what we know.
That's all I have. The kitchen.
Yeah, we are live, by the way. So, yes. I think the last thing you have a conversing were about what you're planning to do with Soldier.
Yeah.
yes,
Nobody
Sas.
said it yet.
I'm not planning to do anything. I don't know what they are. I'm just sitting around.
No, SAS won't be part of the decision then, but then we need to decide.
But why do we have
There
to
is-
decide now? I mean,
Well, I
Polo
don't know.
is...
We just need to make sure that you're not gonna keep it for yourself.
Ah, yeah.
Why would
Yeah.
you think like that of someone else?
Especially from Polo. I know that you take things from people. It doesn't belong to anybody, right? Which is okay. And you can keep it if you feel that it's unfair that I'm keeping most of the things. It's
Maybe
okay.
it belongs to Duvalier.
It does, but we still wanted to kill him, right? So let's say that thing is done, so we can decide what to do with
I mean,
it.
Polo doesn't necessarily want to kill Duvalier so much. Like, I think he has a basic level of disdain for the rich, but other than that, he for now is contemplating how he feels about using someone's souls to his own advantage. So, is Bob off the agenda for now?
Unless someone has an idea on like following his path, but I guess he's fast enough and he wouldn't leave a lot of traces.
No, we don't know. He was also in a rush, so we could just follow the direction in where he left, and then see if we find anything. Other than that, we have no hot lead for now, and then we can think about what else we do. Or do we want to go back to some of our previous agenda points right away? What do you
I
feel?
don't know. We can look for Bob first, I think.
Okay. Sas okay with that, or?
Can you see something, Sass?
He doesn't.
Sas
Doesn't even
also
hear.
lost.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he lost another ability. First he doesn't see, now he doesn't hear. Ay, this is getting complicated.
Oh my god.
Forward, remove Percy.
So, Crouch and Tiger, hidden disability. Sas.
What? No one's asking us to do anything.
Yes, we asked you if you could see or if you agree that we will try to follow Bob's path to see if we find him or traces from him. If not, then we decide what to do next. Okay.
Sure.
Then let's
Yeah,
go in that direction.
yeah, you can definitely try. So as you
What
are
about the dragon?
yeah, what about the remains of the dragon?
I'm taking it then.
Okay, Sas is
All the
going
way?
to.
If you feel that strong,
I mean, we could also try to hide it somehow in some way. And then leave it here and pick
Dropping
it up
it
on
in
the way back.
the murky waters of sewers would work as hiding.
No one's gonna eat it there.
I can carry it. That's fine. Let's go.
You can push it after you. That's what you can.
let's see if he fits in the.
Can I roll
Tunnels.
for carrying it?
Let's see. Oh.
Maybe-
So, Sas, how much do you think you can carry easily without any problems?
Like 3 times the Wraith, so 4 times the Wraith weight.
And how many kilos can you pull?
What do you bench?
Yeah, how much? How much? So the whole serpentine weighs about 2 tons.
We took its head
Tons.
though, right?
So, of course, a lot of its weight was also in the legs, which are now missing, or in the tail, which got blighted. But it still is a considerable cadaver. So it's
We
not
take
something
its
that you can
head.
pull.
Do we take the head as a
Head.
trophy and put it somewhere in a
course.
bag of holding?
Of course.
Okay.
I think that's what Farvald already did last game.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure and wanted to make sure we don't leave it behind.
Oh. So you just want to. Yeah.
So, are you rushing towards the tunnel where Bob was last seen, or you do something else?
No, we
I
can go
think
now.
I think like Farward might have something he could possibly do if he wants to with the what is the name of the spell? Ceremony, I think. From the shield. I think
Mhm.
there's something he can let me sorry, let me quickly check. Yeah, it's called funeral rite. You touch one corpse, yes, so it should apply, and for the next 7 days, the target can't become undead by any means, short of a wish spell. Maybe he wants to do that, just in case.
So that you don't have undead serpentine there for 7 days?
On the other hand, he likes the idea of a dead serpentine, I suppose.
Are you
Let's see.
absolutely sure you want to do it?
I mean, I'm not controlling Farmwood right now, right? I was just, I wanted to raise the possibility. I can control him.
You can force control it, I'm telling you.
Okay. Nah. Given the likelihood of another necromancer approaching, which is not so high, and Farwald might maybe even himself raise this thing as an undead, so that is appealing enough for him not to do it.
Oh, sounds so sweet. Okay.
Okay. So tell your DM, please, what do you do?
I think we follow Bob, right?
Yes. You wanna go through the tunnels? Yeah, what we saw, and from there try to find where he went. By. Yeah, we don't know how, but yeah.
Okay.
Let's venture out.
As you're venturing out, I would ask you all, because it's a combined effort and Rafe still has her light spell on. You're trying to follow the tracks of somebody who has passed the place maybe 15 or so minutes ago. That's how much passed since Bob was last seen. And yeah, please roll for survival, all of you.
I think today was a good roll there. So
Yeah, not mine.
Apollo's is okay. 15.
I get a 5.
That's good. We go in 10, in steps of 10. So next will be 25 from Sus.
So yeah, as Rafe is trying to lead your group, she is very soon realizes that, oh, there are no traces. There has never been anyone here before. And she kind of like starts panicking on. And only Paulo, with his highest roll, tells her not to give up because for some time Bob was flying, so naturally he wasn't leaving any signs. So as you're progressing further into the tunnels, after some time you are able to find a place where the dust and the slime seem to be disrupted. With your roll you can identify that probably he made his landing here. Yep. And as you're proceeding further, you realize that yeah, he's running ahead, and but your roll is not enough to identify his condition based on his footsteps. Yes, it's 4 of you. Farwell, of course, is lagging a bit behind in his armor. Sas is the fastest one, but I don't know how precise his steps are at this specific moment. How confident he is in walking.
I'm following Rafe behind.
Why would he not be confident in walking?
Okay, so Rafe has 20 feet of movement, so Rafe is right in front of Farwald. Basically, Polo is ahead, way ahead of everybody. And yep, as you're going through further ahead, you'll get into the place where it seems to be a crossroad in the sewers. And as you look in different directions, you can go left, straight, or right. But the right side, the path is blocked by the metallic grates. So Paulo, because you were succeeding before, you can roll for survival again, only you this time.
Also, while walking, Polo would like to retune his items. Just FYI, back to the cloak of Arachnida.
Okay.
Okay. So, rolling for survival again. 13.
As you look in different directions, at this specific moment you are unsure where did the traces of Bob go, as you no longer can see his steps going further up, going to the left, or the bar gate on the right seems to be impenetrable even for you with your small body size. But the flow of the sewers, of course, goes behind the grate and it continues into the next district.
So basically, Polo has 0 indicators of which direction to take, right?
Yep. If you would have a ranger or anyone who is good in Underdark or sewers, maybe city terrain, maybe.
City terrain?
Somebody
Polo's?
about tracking, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, not so much Polo strength. Okay. So yeah, what now? Polo would suggest we use the dynamite stick to clear out the crates and then we go that way.
Okay, who still has dynamite? Let me check.
Hold it out.
Yes.
They just
Yeah,
bend
because I
this
don't have. I
metal
have 0 now.
part.
Sas, you can try to bend, of course. Please roll for strength.
17.
No.
Adamantium, kryptonite.
No. Of course, they bend a bit, but not enough to have a significant hole there. And if you spend a bit of time, then of course you can try to make your way
No,
through for
no,
everybody.
This is
Is the
a
way.
good idea.
Okay, please throw away. Fire in the hole, as they say.
Can you go for it?
End up in a Duke's basement.
So, judging the
With the soul
situation,
of Julier.
it is in the bag of holding. It should not be affected unless the bag of holding itself is torn apart, I suppose. That's a very sturdy bag. So, okay, I suppose since Sas did already some of the pulling, and then there is a good opening for Porter to use the dynamite sticks. So,
Yep, good combination.
would one dynamite stick suffice in that situation,
Small
or would
things,
Porter
right?
think it should be more than one?
If you want to be sure, you could use 2. One
Also,
would
can
probably
use-
let Sas to bend them further. Sas is bender, your local bender.
Don't you want to bend it against us? No,
You don't have more than
dynamite prices
one.
these
You only
days.
have one.
Yes, but
Das comes in
inflation.
and bends it back as they were before.
Yeah, I mean we can buy more when we leave. I can buy you the 2 that
Done.
you use now.
We should rename this to Futurama episodes, yes.
You said to bend it back.
No,
They were-
further,
Oh my god.
Further. bit more.
Okay, something's happened. Yes.
What's
Dynamite
happening?
is better. Do the dynamite. We have an explosion expert here, our part-time alchemist. She should know how much dynamite is needed.
You need 2 for sure.
Wise words. Wise
She's also
words.
fire expert. She knows.
Can
Okay.
always help with a little bit. Oh no, okay. No.
Actually, you can. Why not? Maybe Farbot can help with the Eldritch Blasts. They're quite powerful, aren't they?
Oh, they do force damage.
Force bends things.
What is the dynamite type of damage? Like it's not fire.
It's
Use the
bludgeoning.
force. Far.
It's also force damage.
Wait. I thought it's bludgeoning damage.
So anything that does force
Or a
damage
mix
might
of
work.
both. So
yeah.
please tell me how you're going to break through.
Farbot,
And-
why don't you use those powerful Eldritch Blasts of yours? Paulus says, very conscious of his economical situation.
Yeah, and this is when he started shooting. Yes. So
Pure picture.
yeah, the Farvel starts shooting his Eldritch blasts, and of course, with all the Eldritch invocations, those blasts were improved before. They do an increased damage. Not sure if the metal grate was exactly the best application for them, but it does noticeably damage the underwater sewer grates. And after some time, even you, Paula, would be able to push them to the side, revealing a bigger pathway for you to go through.
Alright, good. Saved some money.
As you're proceeding on the other side of the grates, you realize that a bit further, maybe 30 feet away from where the grate is, you see that the slime here was disturbed as if somebody made another landing here.
Another one.
Yeah, very similar to another landing you've seen before.
Something tells me this was not Bob. Something tells me it was an Azamar.
What? An Azimar? How do you conclude that now? Like,
It's the famous underground Azimars. Flying in the sewers. Come on.
Maybe it was Bob again. Maybe he just used the spell second time. Who knows?
I mean, when I say
Flying
as
or
if landing,
floating?
I mean the slime and the dust and dirt has been disturbed. Yeah, so some object
someone
has
there, basically.
crushed it, yes. There was nothing around it, there was no footsteps or anything, just something landed there and proceeded further on. Yeah, so at this time, it's fairly easy to follow the tracks and you are proceeding further. Sas, as you are trying to identify the direction, this tunnel that you are following right now is leading all the way to the west. As you are carefully
Yes.
proceeding that direction, about
We should
20
believe in the town.
Yes. At about 25-30 minutes later, you realize that the sewage stream at this specific moment, something has changed to it. You do feel that the liquid has become a bit clearer, per se. It's no longer that dead intense like it was in the center or in the Golden Market district.
As a sewage expert, I can confirm to the party that it doesn't smell as bad as before.
You
But
still
I
wouldn't wash your face in
can't
it.
see shit. So- Rafe, take a look at the water. Maybe it looks better than before.
well, I can try to smell it a little bit and like touch it.
Hmm.
The
if I detect
detectives.
something out of the ordinary that I wouldn't find in a sewer or
Make the molecular analysis of the water as the analysis.
yes, not using many of my senses, right? Like just by touching and smelling.
After this time that you've spent in sewers, I'm not sure if you can identify any difference.
I mean, if I don't find any like ingredients that I would use for potions, then
No, you would not use those
Okay.
ingredients for potions.
okay, no, nothing special, nothing special.
Unless you
Just,
wanted to make a poop bomb.
No, I don't think we need it right now. No.
Yeah. So you're proceeding further away. Do you remember the map of Tithir? Map of Denver.
We will end up on the coast if we keep heading to west.
That's what Sas says.
And is it true?
Outside the gates, we'll end up on the coastline. But it's gonna be a mountainy coastline. There's not gonna be a beach. So that's strange. Maybe it's just the sewers that are going into the sea, dumping into the sea.
Wait, but the sea is south.
Oh, Sebastian is finally here.
I mean, to the west also.
Everyone became a sewage prodigy.
Most difficult quest.
That's a great context to start.
Yeah, we actually have a very amazing, fully described adventure journal for you, Sebastian. If you are also my Patreon, and if you click on the Patreon link on Twitch, you'll be redirected to the Patreon page where you can find the full journal page. We have 124 chapters that are fully described in a nice and very pretty language. So it can be a bedtime story read. And I recommend you to check that out. Just to have a recap. Of course, it might take you some time to read that. As of now, the party find themselves in the dark waters of the sewage system of Dunver, under Dunver. The previous 2 episodes, they were fighting the Bob, the wizard, the previous party member. And yeah, they were trying to identify if he's possessed or not, and what's his plan, what his agenda. But seemingly he is currently following the Order of True Night and the Great Equalizer himself personally. And the party attack him, therefore breaking this minor truce that they had with the Order of True Night. And they tried to subdue him. Didn't work, and he managed to run away. So now they're chasing him through the river of shit. Yes. Yes. So they lost Bob due to the deck of many things. Actually, due to deck of many things, about
We are
Okay.
waiting for a connection.
Connection to what?
okay, we have reconnected. And yeah, the party is currently trying to follow the traces of Bob. As Sas is correctly pointing you out, if you're following this direction, you would anyway end up by the bay, where probably this sewage is leading to. So, Rafe, Sas, Paula, as you're running further ahead, you end up, as I said already 30 minutes later, you end up by an opening in the tunnel. You could see this opening from... Actually not, you couldn't see it. Because it's a dark time, it's nighttime. You can only
Paula
see...
has, dark vision.
Yeah, Paula could. So Paula saved you all. So as you were running through the tunnel, you found yourself actually at some moment when Paula shouted, "Stop!" And the whole party halted at the edge of the tunnel and the river of the sewers that was actually descending downwards. You currently find yourself by the coast of Bay of Dunver, where the sewage system basically ejects all the dirty water out of it. And approximately on the height of 5 to 7 meters on the top from the ground, everything goes back into the sea water. So there is no really collectors or any water cleaning systems. Nothing of that kind is happening. Of course, there's currently nobody is building the house in this hood. It's far beyond the 6th Church District and further. It's not even close to the port. However, you can see in the distance by the coast to the north that there is a ship. And that ship, it seemed to be tied to the ground as it's floating just above the water level. It's on a distance from you approximately, I would say, 1 kilometer or so. And the ship looks approximately like this. I'm posting you a picture in Maps and Lore.
Looks decent.
Yeah.
There's a water dragon on it, right? Or is this just the example?
Nope. None of that. It doesn't carry any insignias on it. And this is the first time actually in your party history as you encounter one of the floating ships that have been a long time mentioned to you and described as one of the inventions that the town of Filne is now famous for in the kingdom, and where the most of the trade with Fiola's Paradise takes place, and with the Shachleis by air ways. Currently the ship is parked, per se, and yeah, the water is tonight is fairly calm, so it doesn't deal anything to the damage. No damage. And I think even the sails are currently rolled down. They are not in the sailing position. This is how much of you know about ships. You know more about destroyed ships than about the inner construction.
Do the colors remind Polo of some of the big houses or something he knows?
That's a very good point. The colors, as you're trying to focus and try to identify any leads to whom this particular vessel could belong to, you do not find it resembling anyone from the Danver. Instead, you would say that the intricate ornament of the ship that can be visible even from here now is popular in Tandori.
Tandori. That makes me
Yes,
think.
the pirate
the rest-
enclave.
Where's the rest of the party that wanted to catch up with us? Where are Gaki and
Oh.
Jackson?
Slow people.
Farwell is probably worried. Maybe he wants to scrounge Gaki.
Farwell doesn't have any spell slots.
Then he is still very worried and tries to have a short nap. He is so worried he falls asleep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it would take you, from all of you, I think the only Sas wouldn't have really problems with climbing down. Others would need some assistance. Unless you want to just all jump into the seawater together with everything that the pipe ejects.
Climb down where?
So you're kind of standing on the edge of the tube.
I think Polo can also just walk down.
As he was running, slowly walking and attuning to items, yes, he can.
So do we want to investigate it now, or do we want to have a short rest? Polo could also use some healing.
So, so I will tell you, if you would like to pursue it right away, you have the means to climb down, and you also have a means to approach it. However, if you would decide to do any rest or so,
It's gonna go.
yes, it's not going to be there. Because you are in a cold pursuit state, as the name of our episode today states. As you didn't follow up on Bob right away.
Okay, I call for metagaming time. Polo feels and looks rather weak. Farwell
Ross
looks.
doesn't even see the ship.
I mean, we know Farwell looks also like arcanely exhausted. How does the rest of the party look like?
Everybody
I'm
took
not.
short rest but Polo, basically. Ah, right.
But why
If
does
yeah, correct. Then Farwell still has spell slots. Correct. I guess that
But then
wasn't
he uses-
refreshed.
so then he uses one to sprite Gaki, I suppose, right? That or at least that is an option wavering through his mind.
Unless he used them all. I'm trying to remember.
The fractured memory of Farwell that's spreading.
No, because I was healing him automatically through clicking short rest. So, and it should have been resetting all his pact levels. And all his spells levels were I used now, and today I only used remove curse. He had one pact level spell slots left. So I suspect that after he got a short rest in that fight, he still used 2 spells against in the fight. Fight wasn't over.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's out of spell slots.
Okay. Okay. Useless warlock. Half dead cleric. What else have we got?
I mean, you all should have some healing potions. We can just drink some.
It's expensive. I mean, they don't heal
I
exactly
mean,
like a
I
lot.
gave them to you
Hmm?
for free. I'm always giving you healing potions for free. It should have at least
Okay.
3.
Okay, let me check.
No, not graded ones because I cannot do those.
Hmm. Potion of healing, 2. Correct.
Yep.
I guess Paulo sits down and drinks healing potions, you know. Gulping them down 2 in a row.
We'll also
Okay.
have to.
So he heals for 11. Damn it. Okay, maybe he drinks 1 greater healing potion on top of that. Because maybe it's the right thing to do. 17. Okay. Paulo feels better. Not a tank, but better.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, make sure you also remove those potions from your inventory once used.
Done. Okay. So since the rest of the party seems to be on the top of their, looking like they're on the top of their potential, can we score?
Maybe we need to investigate.
I think Sass and Polo can do that. Or just Sass or just Polo. Either way, should be fine.
We're gonna go to the ship, right? Like, which is like 1 kilometer away.
Right.
Yeah, how would you like to approach it? If you would like
Maybe-
to. So climbing down is not a problem because you have a combined efforts to do that. Unless Sats wants to make something epic.
I don't even see that. I don't know. People are sitting around drinking healing potions. I don't know what's going on.
Do we
Are
understand
we
that?
there yet?
Sass- So I guess Polo might pick
Are
up.
we
that
there
Sass
yet?
doesn't
Are
see
we
it.
there yet? Are we there yet? You hear how the echo goes inside of the tube.
It's Bob's ship.
Bob's
We
ship.
have to check it out.
Is it a flying sausage?
No.
Yeah, but
No,
kind of
no, it's not.
actually. flying.
What kind of action?
It's the truth.
It's more expensive than that.
1 kilometer. I don't know. I don't know how to get there.
So, how does it go? So we are standing on top of something and we're looking down, and we would have to climb down. And
So yeah,
then-
imagine there would be like a solid rock wall. Out of it comes the metal pipe, where the whole sewage system, and
now I
it
understand.
kind of pours everything out into the open sea. It's about 5-7 meters from the surface. It ejects everything exactly in the water, but there is still a bit of a coastline, which you can reach if you climb down. And if you walk by this coastline 1 kilometer to the north, you would reach the place where the flying ship is parked to. So, because it can park pretty much anywhere, but this time it's parked closer to the coast, to the land, yes? And there is a ladder which is extended to the coast from the ship, to the ground.
So how far is it from the pipe where we're standing, the end of the
1
pipe,
kilometer
to
away
the-
from you.
No, but
to the
to
ship.
the coastline.
5-7 meters.
Down. Okay, the coastline is
Down,
broken now.
just
Okay,
down.
Got it.
Yeah.
Then I think Polo just walks out of the pipe, like he can walk on any type of surface, no matter the gravity, and he would then just tie a rope somewhere where it seems like a good idea for the rest of the party to follow over the rope,
Okay.
and he would walk down to the coastline, looking
Uh,
out for enemies.
yeah, what about the rest? Are you following as soon as possible? Somebody pushes Sas over, or
We're taking the rope, right? So we're using the rope.
Sas, are you taking the rope?
We're telling Sas, hey, Sas, look
Following
at
the
this, and I
rope,
guide him like, this
I
is a
see the
rope.
rope.
We just need to
Yeah.
go down.
Sebastian, I think it was last game, or no, 2 games before, Sas decided to make a jump from a 9-story building height and was making a very epic theatrical entrance. That's why I'm asking if he is taking the rope.
Scaring 2 guardsmen. Achievement unlocked. I'm following Rafe. I don't know where we're going or what's going on. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
see
I'm
stuff.
showing.
So, Rafe,
him.
so before this episode you had only one tail. Now you have the second one. His name is Sas.
It's okay. I'm gonna let him go first and like tell him, okay, go down, all good, all good, all good. All good.
Let the
You're there,
blind
you're
one
there,
go
you're there.
first. If we lose him, it's not so big, right? Like,
No, he will go first because I need to check that he's descending the right way.
reasonable.
And then when he
Whipping, if the Sas
Hopefully-
makes the wrong turn.
No, no,
Right
it
to
looks-
the left.
it looks straightforward, right? Like just go down. Once he reaches the ground, then
Yeah, somehow
go.
we move.
Yeah.
Not very fast, but you can just leave me and just run forward. I'll catch up,
no.
maybe.
How?
If you scream loud, I'll hear where you are.
Yeah.
No, just come, just come.
Okay, Paula. While this all commotion happens, you of course go in further ahead into the night. So I would ask you to roll for stealth.
Night. Yeah, right. It's nighttime. Okay, good. Polo feels at ease. Polo feels good. Polo's looking for his character sheet. Polo found the character sheet. Stealth. 32.
Yes. Yeah, you masterfully walk on the sand and you do not leave any traces behind you. That's how masterfully you do that.
I shouldn't in any case because of elven boots. Right? That's how they work, right? Just to confirm.
No, they just make you walk silently.
Damn it. Okay.
So without making your feet wet, you're actually proceeding further to the north, closer to the ship. The closer you are, the bigger the ship actually appears to be. And as you're about halfway to the direction, you notice that the last person from the tube has descended and now following somewhere your direction, of course. You have dark vision, correct?
Yes, correct.
So you're all fine. You are in your natural habitat. And about from this distance you can hear voices, or maybe one voice in particular shouting something of coming from the ship.
What does it shout? What
Uh,
language?
for the first moments, it doesn't seem to be identifiable. As you're getting closer, you realize that this is a thief's cant.
You can shout and thieves can. Okay.
It's not only
Master
the
spell.
sign language.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Interesting. Polo's intrigued. Polo's very much intrigued. Can you identify what type of creature is shouting? Like, would he hear a halfling's voice, a human's voice?
Human.
Human.
Yep. And as you realize in the commands, of course, they seem to be using some of the slangen words which have a meaning related to the sea and sea objects or water a lot. So something that wouldn't be really pretty much in use while you are within the city. So this is a kind of a dialect of thieves' cant per se.
Arr.
Arr. Yes. And as you hear the commands, it seems like somebody is barking orders, preparing the ship for the soonest departure.
Okay, I have a question. So, Polo spent most of his life by now, I think, in Denver, like in the city. So
Yep.
he's seen all kinds of things that happen in the city. How
Yep.
common are airships in Denver? Are
They
seen?
are not. They are not.
Not
The
at
city council still haven't agreed on a placing which would serve as a shipyard for fixing, as well as the, let's say, airport or landing spot for them.
No allowedness yet.
So
Okay.
something would need to be demolished for this place to be erected for them. And
Okay,
in
so-
the Denver, it's a problem because, pricing. Therefore, such a place as a Filne greatly benefit from that because of pricing on the land. And it wasn't a problem to erect those manufacturers in place. And also the fact that there is a protective barrier there also prevents the airships to land directly into the city area.
Okay. So Polo has no idea how these things work. But he's fascinated.
No, he has only heard about this recent invention, but never seen one in life or never used one.
Given that those pirates use the thieves' cant, but are not really. I mean, they're pirates. They're not from Denver. They're from elsewhere. They can be as good a trading opportunity for the black market as competition. So I think that's how Polo would see it. So he feels intrigued and wants to find out more. If he's still in reach, he would telepathically let his team members know what he perceived. If not, he would just venture on his own.
Yeah, you're not. You would need to wait for everybody else to get to you.
I think Polo's too excited.
That's so slow.
So, yeah, you have 20 feet of movement. He has 40 or something. Or 30.
Okay. But he can use double dash, so.
Yeah, that's... If you're on high heels, sorry.
No, I'm using the woods too.
High heels and boots. As
Yes,
Sebastian says, there is a old saying, "Bad weed never dies." Therefore, is Sas immortal? So,
I think so.
so we should still figure this out, as deck of many things seemingly had no effect on him. At least didn't take his life right away.
I mean, he started to be blind. It's half blind.
Yeah, the party has spent today 30 minutes of medically examining his eyes. As Sas claims to not see further than the palm of his
Everyone
hand.
is suddenly proficient in medicine and all of that. Professional doctors.
Empirical experience, yeah.
Clerical. Clerical.
Clerical.
And that, yeah.
Well, now Sas and Rafe are having a walk down the beach in the night. You know, Raman
Yes.
20 feet. So yeah, I can't see anything.
You cannot
We're
see.
going somewhere.
Going some.
I don't even have dark vision. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Rafe, you have dark vision, right?
Yes, yes.
So in a distance, you can see this tiny silhouette of Polo ahead of your group by the coast. The coast is clear, therefore visibility is fairly good. The sea is calm, so it's a perfect day for a romantic walk, just as Sas said. So, Polo, your party is a bit too far, so you would like to proceed on your own, you said?
Yes, Polo's intrigued and he wants to understand. So those are definitely not friends, but he wants to understand if they're foes. So they're entering his turf of operation. He needs to understand more on what they're doing here. So he goes further. He would be very careful to not be seen, but he would definitely close in and try to understand the nature of this uncalled for visit.
As you're getting closer, you can hear that there are more voices shouting on the top of the ship. And you realize, you also hear the sounds of crates being moved and all the ship sounds. You also hear how one of the people there on the ship, you don't really see who actually this voice belongs to, says, "Why are we in a rush? We still had the whole night out. Come on." And yeah, seemingly the first voice is shouting at him that the goods are in place and they must depart as soon as possible, no matter to his own preferences. Otherwise, he can throw him out of the ship and let him look for the one-eye MacGuffin if he would like to. The other guy says, "I am not in the mood into searching for fairy tales." And yeah, they can keep on cussing and swearing. You are at this moment, you are within 300, I would say, feet from a ship. So I would like you, there's noticeably several of the light sources coming from the top, middle and back of the ship, and also from the mast, also from the eagle's nest. And I would like you to roll another stealth check for me.
Okay. $22.
So not very good, but okay.
Excuse me.
But okay.
22.
Not very good.
Yeah. Farvald is trying to make it as quiet as possible, as yeah, he's kind of the last one in your group, just behind the Sas. And as he is looking at the ship, he says, "What a marvelous piece of technique. How does it float, I wonder? Rafe, do you have something like this at your home?
I think we don't. Or do we know we don't?
You tell me, Rafe.
No, it's all about flying birds, not flying boats.
Okay.
Or like firebirds, that fly. That's the only thing that actually flies. And the dragons, but yeah, not the boats.
Actually, do you have a components for sending a bird?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Because I
Maybe-
sent something last time, so maybe not.
Maybe it would be a good time to send for our friends to provide them directions where we are. I mean, Kua, Jackson, our cavalry.
Yeah, can I have ingredients?
Yes, you can.
Okay, then I'll ask the team that is with me that didn't leave us, right?
Sas
So everyone but Paula.
and Farwell.
Yes. Hey guys, I could send our friends that were missing that should be here by now a message on where we are, so they can actually join us stealthily when they actually reach this place. Should I tell them something important?
Can you send the
ask them
bird
something
to
from-
Bob?
To say what?
To ask him to wait for us.
Because our fight isn't over yet.
We didn't finish. Hold on.
I mean, we would see where the bird flies to. If it's flying towards the ship, then he's there.
The question is, can the bird locate Bob if Bob is shielded from being located by stuff like scrying?
I think it should be. That's how the bird works, right? If I know the person, I should always reach the person. But I don't know if it works between worlds, like if it's in another plane or something.
Okay, but fair enough. You sent this to your father, so he should be shielded from petty spells like scrying, right? But it finds him.
Yes. Yeah, but there's only one bird. I could either write Gaki or Kuo a message with a quick summary on what happened, where we are, and
Can you make like
Stuff
two
or-
of them, but like a short distance version, like not so much
it
fuse,
worked like that.
not so much fuel. I don't know.
It looks logical, but I don't know. No.
You do currently have a material to make two. Yes.
Okay. I'll write to our friends. So they should be arriving at some point if they're still alive, right? So
Okay. Yeah, you describe them, the location, the placing, and you would like them here as soon as possible.
there's a flying lord. Strange things. Bob left. He is dangerous. He's a slave. Yes.
Is a pathetic
Eh,
slave, or what was that word you used?
Useless. Useless.
Useless.
Super.
No, no. I'm
Super
not
useless.
such
Super useless.
a- Did I say super useless? Okay.
You said yes. I thought it would be super, comma, useless, comma, slave.
No. No.
Okay. So the first bird takes the message from you that all the ashes, all the things that it has been just conjured from, of course, disappear. And the message flies up first and then Goes behind your backs, disappears in the night. It looks like a very tiny, small comet, but it's gone there in the blink of an eye.
Right. Should I really send the second one to go up?
Up to you. Then you wouldn't have components for send anyone more.
I mean, but that was just what one of the prime members wanted to do, but whatever there is. And should I just tell him, yeah, we're just wait for us. We haven't finished with you, or remember we're friends, like something more polite, more friendly, more old times, or
It can be a huge, big newspaper article, kind of. This is how much Bird can provide. Can remember.
Yes. Do you all want to sign? Do you all want to put like your own message?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, but Polo is not there, so Polo is out of the question for now.
Yeah, but Polo and Bob are still not they're like super friends, so
True.
it's fine. But what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea, or does someone think that it's bad doing this because maybe someone's gonna see where the bird came from and the guys in the boats are gonna see us?
That's what I thought when you sent the first bird. I'm not sure if it matters if you send a second or not, you know. So the thing is, are we right now in a situation where we could follow the birds if it would lead us to Bob? I mean, the bird is like super fast, right? We would have to be super fast in order to keep track. So that means
and
ideally,
it goes through weird spaces, very narrow
Yeah.
spaces where we wouldn't really fit. Or
Yeah,
even see
it slows down mostly only in the places when it lands.
so that means ideally we would be sitting on the back of your Pegasus or something like this, where we could then follow it, right? But this is not the case right now, so I'm not sure how
Yeah.
big our benefit would be to see. Ah, it went that direction. Plus, we don't know how this thing plays out with the ship. Maybe we can save that for later. Maybe once we capture the ship, we can follow the bird.
Okay, yes, we can do that later.
Okay. But I mean, you guys do as you please. because
Sebastian, what do you
Polo's not there.
suggest?
Touché.
How should they approach the vessel? Okay, while he is
We
You
should
respond?
cut out the bamboo straws and like submerge into water and walk over the bottom of the sea onto the boat. That would be the best approach. Very stealthy, very stealthily.
I mean, it's not so different from how we got to a boat first time, right? And we also have dynamite this time, so
Here
we
go.
can do
Yeah.
this. I mean, we've done this before. We can do this again. But maybe we want this ship because it actually can fly. That's pretty neat, right?
Yeah, but we also want to know whether you want to move, right? What do you
So,
have
as
there?
Sebastian says, the only thing I've learned with them is the option that causes the most disease and violence is the best.
That's not how we think, but that's how it usually
It always ends
ends.
up like that. Yeah.
We try to do the good, and then it might end up differently. But we
And
try.
also camouflage ourselves as the sea turtles, and then we crawl over the beach.
How do you suggest to do that?
Sas, I need your face when you are telling all these suggestions, please.
No, no. I'm giving ideas to the party. I'm like the Bart in the movie.
You're more than
Camouflaging
that.
is not really.
Come on, Raif, I believe in you. You can figure it out how to walk up to a flying ship
I mean,
that
we're
is
not.
300 feet away.
Polo is there basically. He is figuring out what's happening. He's gonna tell
So
us.
maybe you guys want to wait for Polo, and he will
Yes.
tell you maybe about the situation, and then depending on that, you could do different stuff. You could start shooting fireballs, or you could just dimension door right into the middle of the boat. That would also be interesting. For example. But let's first figure out if they're friends or foes, right? Like, I mean, we already were taking into account, okay, flying ship, we want flying ship, we kill everyone who's on board, or something along the line. But
I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking that they are gonna move something that we might have to destroy.
why? Maybe they're just minding their own pirate business, and it's all a coincidence. They're just trying to be pirates.
No, it
Pirates
can't
doing
be
pirate things
possible.
that we be like, you have to pay for being here.
Yeah, just say it's a private beach and they have to pay for parking here. You're not allowed to park here.
Do you have Erlaubnis?
Where's a Parkplatz beschein, huh?
Ordnungsamt, Razzia. Okay, so
So
I mean-
Sebastian suggests, couldn't Rave use telekinesis with a plank and just leave them silently? Yeah, so to understand, the ship is not that much above the ground. It's fairly parked, and there is a ladder which is thrown to the ground at this specific moment. So it's climbable. But it's definitely not touching any of the sea.
I
So
like the idea with the telekinesis though. You could just, bend a plank open, get into the boat, bend it back closed. No one knows. How would they know?
I mean, if they was, yeah, I mean, sure, but and afterwards,
We're generally very good at improvising. Something will explode.
you just said we wanted a ship, so we kind of exploded.
Ah, right. Damn it. Why
I just
can't
want
we
to know
have
what's
both?
inside, and if they're enemies, then maybe trying to
Okay.
take them away or kill them if they don't want to go.
It's like we see a random boat and we like, take the boat, explode the boat, kill everyone, enslave them, everything.
That was the last option, killing them. Only if they will not go voluntarily, right?
Yeah, like if they don't give us their boat because we saw it. then-
yeah, please walk off the plank. Yes, if you don't do it voluntarily.
We saw your boat,
Maybe
you know
I can
what to
try to
do.
use, telekinesis on each one of them, one by one, while telekinesis is still on. So first one, thrown away. Second one, thrown away. Third.
Okay,
It's
so there are
fine.
two possibilities. You wait for Polo to find out what Polo finds out, or you don't care and you just start any action. And I think both is totally fine, but you have to decide.
No. I'm waiting. Come on, I'm brave. I'm waiting for Polo.
Does Sas also wait for Polo? How about forward?
Sas is just following me.
Tailing you.
Okay.
Sas.
Wait a distraction for Polo. We just come by and just ask for directions to the city or something. And at this time, Polo sneaks
Hey,
onto
we
the
get
ship.
lost and ended up in the sewers. again.
Yeah, we just lost our romantic walk. We walked too far. Don't know where the city is. Which direction?
This is your average polyamorous couple of three.
Let's wait for Polo. Come on. If nothing happens, then we'll start doing reckless things.
Okay, then it's Polo action. Polo kidnapped the ship for us. We believe.
I'm not sure if you should believe in Polo. Trust him to do responsible
Steal
things.
all the valuables that are on the ship
Yeah,
before they
that's
depart.
pretty much what Polo does, right? And you put expectation on him to make the responsible decision. Okay, let's see. Okay, so party is passive party.
For now, because we're not really full, right? Like, I don't have disintegrate and a lot of things that might be useful.
So
So negotiate. Yeah.
maybe Fowler tries to have a nap or so.
You don't have an hour.
He doesn't know that.
You can try, but I'm pretty sure if there is some commotion, he will just wake up. Yes.
Let's see what he does.
Amen.
Okay.
So, what do you do? Oh, what do you not do? From the list
We're
you
waiting
just
for Polo.
announced.
We're waiting for Polo.
Polo runs
Once he
back and
us
tells
about the
you,
situation.
I suspect.
No. Polo realized the thieves' gun thing, and he was intrigued because he feels
Okay.
like someone's operating in his turf without license, so he
Pol-
wanted to investigate.
Polo never runs back. Yes?
Not in the right back.
He might establish connection with us and tell us something.
It's too far.
I think we're gonna move a little bit. I'm gonna calculate the reception distance.
So Rafe turns into telecommunication tower.
Yes, because last time Polo talked to me that way, so I am expecting a similar type
Yeah,
of
that was
communication.
point blank. His communications work close. It's not a radio or long distance.
Well, someone needs to approach.
Paula, are you trying to climb up the ladder?
Nah, Polo's not an amateur. He doesn't go the obvious way. Wait, how far is the ship above the ground again?
Like 3-4 meters, not that high.
Too high.
So just high enough so that random waves are not going to be hitting it for sure, even if some like a bigger wave comes up, and also high enough so that local flora and fauna just doesn't randomly crawl up.
Okay. Can you help me again understanding how far Polo can jump with a normal jump? What was the criteria?
Okay, jump rules, D&D.
For halflings.
For halflings. She had to. If somebody had to say it, it had to be Rave, yes.
That was just detail, right?
When you make a high jump, you leap into the air, number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
That means 2 for Polo.
So
he can
it's,
jump 2 feet, 60 centimeters.
3 plus what? What's your strength?
Modifier. -1.
So 2 feet. So 2 feet is he jumps about 60 centimeters up. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing high jump, you can jump only half that distance.
30 centimeters. So Polo can jump like this high? I remember different scenarios, where he was jumping from rooftop to rooftop.
Those-
Okay,
Different tasks.
He's not good about jumping in the height, you know? Like, okay,
Yeah.
damn it. So then Polo would try to be, you know, very sneaky, very careful. He would maybe wait a tiny little bit, so that he could overhear other things people are shouting. Depending on that, he would act. So does
Yeah.
he hear something?
As you are hearing something, you notice how one of the sailors / pirates working up there and clearing some of the mess there is saying to another one, I've heard in this area there are some spirits that can point you out where the old Silas MacGuffin hid his stuff. But you cannot see it in this kind of night. So I think the captain parked here for no absolutely reason. Do you know why we are even here? And the other person answers, definitely not for the treasure hunt. Why are you standing? Keep on.
Polo heard all he had to hear. Treasure. Context, unimportant.
Paula remembers what the context is about. That is a surprised face.
Good for him. A treasure hunt?
Yep. You do not remember? You found the note.
Oh, you mean all the way... It was a hunt?
It was mentioning exactly the same captain name.
Ah. Can I mean, Polo knows, but can I have like a quick update? What was it, that note again? It was so long ago.
I can send you
Did
the
you
text.
Did you
I can
send it to me
send you.
before? Then I could find it in the chat.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you sent it to me.
It was just before, I think, buying things.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Okay, so they were saying they are not going on the treasure hunt, right?
Yep. They said that in this kind of night you cannot do that.
Okay, but they were talking about important goods, so Paulus returned to find out what's on the ship.
You can attempt so. Is how good Polo... Can Polo fly?
Can Polo fly?
Actually, that is no. But
Good.
no. But
But what?
maybe at some point he will. Okay, so I think what Polo would try to do is he would try to stealthily climb the ladder.
Sebastian says Polo can fly 30 centimeters off the ground by jumping.
It's not mentioned how often he can jump. Maybe he can hold the jump. That's a state of levitation.
Stay in the
I can
air,
help
yeah.
you.
With Rafe's help. Okay, Rafe, you are fast enough to actually get closer as well, on a distance of 100 feet away from the ship. And you also now can hear this weird language, which is kind of like based on the common, but the punctuation, syntaxes, and everything doesn't seem to make any sense to you.
Oh, I don't really get it.
Yep. You can see how Paula is currently now very close to the ladder, which is hanging there. And yeah, I would ask you, Sas and Farvel, to roll for stealth for me. How's Farvel's stealth? Oh, it's amazing.
It's disadvantageous. Oh, wait. No, wait a minute.
It was 11. Okay, please tell me your rolls.
11. For forward.
Brave.
Oh, sorry.
23.
Yes.
Fine.
20.
DM, is it the midnight maybe by any chance?
It's as far you remember that you were actually beginning this chase after Bob sleeping. By this time, this is already more of a dawn. So it's way past 4 a.m. So yep. So the lowest is Farveld, and he says, "Oops." And he kind of tries to stand on the place and not to make any more sounds. Of course, the fact that he's standing on a beach and there are waves hitting the coastline that kind of covers and helps you a lot. But yeah, he says if he moves anywhere closer, he probably attracts attention. Ravens are fine. Polo, you're exactly by the stairs. So what do you see how your party is trying to follow up and see how Farvelt is like standing just on the spot. What do you wave to them? What do you tell them? What do you climb the ladder? Polo, please tell me what you do.
So Polo would carefully climb the ladder, but not with the goal of reaching its end.
Okay.
Rather, he just wants to get in range from the, just say Schiffsrumpf, from the body of the ship. Because once he would reach that, he can just walk on it, like a evening stroll, no matter the angle.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what he plans to do. So this is his preferred way of closing in. He doesn't want to use the ladder. He would stay out of sight.
So you would need to be on the bottom.
Yes. Maybe
Sure.
half the ladder's way he would.
Yeah,
try to
you
climb.
are light enough in order for the ropes not really get that much of a weight and sound. So as you're climbing up, you soon find a point where you can actually finally apply your Arachnide artifact. Yes, you currently find yourself attached on the surface of the flying ship. Rafe and Sas, you can see how Polo is currently standing, his feet upside down. What should they do?
Oh,
Do you try to
no,
communicate?
Polo can do that.
How close
He's
is
not even
Polo from
falling
me?
down. Well, actually, I don't see anything. So.
How
Rafe,
was
do you
it
ready
easy
to do
follow
anything?
me?
What's going on?
Not yet, just wait. I'm gonna try
Not
to
yet?
to
Okay,
follow.
okay. I'm preparing now. Preparing the force.
Yes.
I can cast
I like-
darkness.
No, it's fine.
No,
Don't do
it's,
that, please.
it's good. Good. In case we need to hide in the darkness.
Oh, in that case, I'll tell you. Yes.
Rafe, what would you like to do?
Am I within 120 feet from Polo?
Fireball range? Yes.
No.
I mean, usually that's the go-to
That's
answer when
how
DM
I
asks,
see
"Great, what do you want to do?" Fireball.
No. I'll use
It's
message.
like a Red Cross mission, saving the children.
Okay, message.
Use
Supplies.
message to try to communicate with Polo. Hey, Polo, what's happening? Do you need our help? Should we approach and help and fight?
Apollo can
Yeah.
respond to this message, right?
Yes, I've
Okay.
seen Polo. One.
Pirates. They might have a treasure. I need to find out. Not sure if they are enemies, but they definitely have a treasure. Give me some time.
Maybe I'll talk to him again and tell him. This is not what we're here for. Do they have to do with the order of the True Knight or Bob or Souls?
No time for chit chat. Need to find treasure.
Oh my god. Okay, he doesn't want to talk to me. So I tell the rest of the party that lost Polo, he got distracted with coins.
Rafe, have you ever heard of this, story about Captain Jack, like a ghost of a captain wandering around the beach?
No, but you know
Do you
more
know
about
anything
those
about it?
stories than me. No, I didn't grow up with pirate stories. Do you know about it?
No, I don't. But maybe you do. Maybe we can scare them.
That was a very specific question about something you don't know.
Apollo told me once, while we were traveling in the sewers, he mentioned to be careful and to be not to meet with the Captain Sparrow, ghost.
I can always cause tremors on the ground. And the ship would move.
Good idea. Good. Or sounds or something like that. Like
Yes.
Werewolf sounds or demon sounds. That's a good idea.
Yes. Yes. We could do that, but then we would have to hide better than now.
Oh, I can cast darkness. Okay, just tell me what you do.
Well, I mean, actually, I have the necklace. I kept it, right? Because actually, Saz didn't want to use it anymore. So, is the necklace where we are? Is it active?
Yes.
Damn. Saz, Bob is definitely nearby. Look at the necklace or the amulet, whatever. He is here. He might be in the ship. Maybe it's not about a real treasure. Maybe it's about souls. Maybe that's what they really have. What do we do?
Good. Yeah. You're thinking correct. Good thinking. That's why you have the necklace.
Yes, it really helped. I mean, I'm gonna try again to tell Polo. Polo, it could be that Bob is really in the ship, or that someone in the ship is from the Order of the True Knight. Be careful. And don't think about money. Might be a trap.
Money's not a trap. Money's a sign of the god evil.
God. Let's see.
Polo, you
Thanks for the
hear
answer, though. Yes.
you hear in a thieves' cant a shout, seemingly coming all the way from the top of a ship. And the shout says, "There's somebody on the coastline." And
No, that's the beauty. Okay.
as you look in that direction, you can see a flying Pegasus landing next to the sewers exit where you were, checking for on the inside first. And as it turns towards the ship, you hear a command of a third voice you didn't hear before, which says, "30 pulls! Right now!" And as this command go off, you can see how the ship slowly starts to raise up ground. Nobody seemingly touching the ladder as it starts distancing itself away from the ground.
What do we do? I mean, we all notice, right? That the ship is moving.
Yeah, of course.
How
Should
fast
we
is it
dimension door
moving?
to the ship?
It's still manageable for you to run and grab the ladder if you do that.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Maybe you should.
Okay, let's go. We cannot let it go. I mean, we're so sure there's something that has to do with the bulb here. Okay, let's go and grab
Although
it.
encouraging you with gestures to hurry up and come.
Okay, so now we have a cinematic. So as the ship is slowly accelerating, it first like moves along the coast and also at the same time raising up. So Rafe, Farvold, and Sas, they're all running towards the ladder. And as Sas is like pushing everybody ahead, you're managing to get to the ladder and climb a bit up. Sas is making it the last, and because he's jumping, is way higher than the rest, and especially with his running speed, he would be no problem reaching it once it's beyond normal humans' reach. As the ship accelerates and goes up, Polo, you can see that the flying Pegasus, and a distance away from you, also notices that the ship is accelerating, moving away, and starts going the same direction. Starts going after the ship. You realize that this is the flying Pegasus that belongs to Rafe. Unnamed one yet. Just a Pegasus. With your cavalry on. As the ship accelerates and goes even higher, takes even higher altitude, you notice that it's very much the ladder itself is used to this kind of weight for several of the creatures trying to climb its weight. But rather those who are trying to climb it right now are not used to such moving elements. So I would like Sas to roll me an athletics with advantage. Farvold normal roll of athletics. And Rafe to roll athletics with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. It's already bad enough.
21 for Farvold.
22.
It's like a competition all of a sudden.
Wait. You wanna say that you wanna say that you created and then critically failed at the same time?
Yes.
Rave? Are you kidding me?
It was fate.
That's,
It was meant to be.
that's how it was.
Fate was
Athletics,
decided.
crit. Crit success, crit fail.
What does it leave her with? A 10?
I have no idea.
I mean, this is such a unique situation, so I think I would go with some rule of cool situation. Rave, you're able to grab something and or do some action as you're losing the grip from this ladder, like using an object, using an item, using the spell, using something that you can negate or change what's about to unfold. As you know, this is far beyond reasonable landing. Maybe for Sas is still okay, but for you, not sure.
I mean, since Sas there, you can just grab Sas.
Okay, there she goes.
Yeah.
If
So
I go down, you go down with me.
No, he's fine, he's fine. He said
Yeah.
that he can carry 3 raves or something, so should be fine.
yeah, so I would say Sas, as you were just hanging quite confidently, you see that for a brief of a moment, Rave just lost the possession. Her hands slipped away from the ladder, and as she was slipping, she kind of grabbed you towards your knee, and therefore the next moment kind of still hangs,
No,
but she's the lowest.
She-
What do you do?
She started to fall down.
Okay,
we
okay,
have
okay.
some 18 plus content on the stream.
Go
and
ahead.
and she used her tail to catch my leg, so she's now hanging down with
With the
just
tail.
with her tail. Yes.
Okay, we have a tiefling princess hanging with a tail, using it as a rope.
It works too.
Yeah, it's not what it was created for. It's not as strong, but it
I mean,
does the
I'm
job
not
for
gonna
now.
Hold... Yeah, so that I don't fall, but then I'm still gonna grab everything that's around to try to get on.
Yeah. So as you're trying to regain your composure, and as you can see now, finally your black Pegasus soon reaching the place where you're hanging, you are like your head is shaking violently in all the directions, and at some moment you realize that there is a creature, a pair of them, appearing from above with their flapping wings, looking directly at you.
Okay, if you wanna fly with me. Is it the Pegasus?
They see me flying, they hate him. Oh, God.
The creatures look the following way.
It's not those.
Of course it's Azimar. I mean, you know, I always say it's Azimar once it's flying, so...
Yes. Especially if we know that some people are nearby.
Yep. So if you open maps in Lore channel, this is how they look.
Oh, those seem like they look like advanced Azimar.
Oh my gosh. These are new?
They look like the type of Death Prince Azimar. They have this vibe around them. Not cool. I mean, looks cool, but not cool to have against you.
Maybe they're friends.
I mean, the normals had like 60 HP already tough.
I mean, you can always talk to them, Rave.
They
You're good
look
to
more a
talk.
bit
Can't.
like demons.
Because let's try. But I could try.
Why not?
Yes,
I mean,
as
charisma.
both of those Asimars are kind of diving from a side, you can see how they expanded both of the wings as they are descending towards you. Both of them. The same speed.
Towards all of us, right?
Yeah, just down
Okay.
by the hull of the ship in your direction.
Have they seen Polo?
No. Rafe, you realize that this Asimar look very similar, and the weaponry also looks very similar to that Asimar that you have killed before entering Denver. That's the sword. Remember the sword reference? Now, if you look in the picture, they have those icy swords.
Ah, the Tomb of Levis's sword,
Yes.
which Farwald is still carrying around.
Yep.
And
Be
last
friends
time
with them.
we-
Talk to them.
no, you talk to them.
You're the one with the same power.
No, Polo is
So,
not.
as they're diving out, this cinematic ends. And yeah, this is how we're going to end the active game today.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
with
it hurts
Rafe,
so hard.
we have a situation where they are on the, not really aboard the floating ship, but rather on the side of it, on the hanging ladder, with Rafe holding with her tail to the knee of Sas. Sas being fairly confident with Farwald floating, holding on the ladder. Meanwhile, Paula is just standing on the hull of a ship underneath, hidden from everybody. And some 500 meters away from them is the flying Pegasus with Kua, or they at least expect Kua.
Okay.
Do these
Are we-
Asimars
are we-
have necklaces on them?
Paula, what's with your camera? We have some very unhappy viewers.
Polo's hidden from everyone. No, Polo is running around and doing laundry and stuff, and but he can stop that and be right back on the camera
Okay,
for some time.
fixed. Yes. So, yeah, thanks Sebastian for joining. Yes, it's a cliffhanger. Literally a hanger for some. So, and yeah, you should join us more often. We have such a unique situations, also unique rolls, rolling not 20 and not 1 in the same check. I don't think we ever had it before. So, yeah, this is the time where the active part of the game ends, and we would be moving to the post-game discussion. The party still has a lot actually to discuss. They've spent quite some time figuring out what will be the next move.
0.2% chance.
Whoa. Rafe, I think for this you also get an inspiration.
For the rolls?
Yes.
Happy. Yes.
It looks like we'll have to need it soon.
I think so, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. So in the post game, we're discussing what has happened during the current game. What's the plan further? Well, D&D in general, or yeah, Any impressions? Yeah, nice to have you back, Sebastian. It's been a while. I also didn't have time to change the music into more hanging style.
That'd be fun.
How to communicate a state of hanging in musical terms? I'm really curious. How does it sound to
Something
hang?
from an action movie that has a lot of.
I think Tom
Providing.
Cruise in Mission Impossible when he hangs by the plane. Do you know that scene?
I mean, Mission Impossible, everyone knows this theme song, right?
But not the scenes, sure.
And scene as well. Scene, yes.
I don't know the scene. It's so
I never watched any.
No?
Impossible.
You
Same,
could
me
do.
neither.
You could do. It can be fun. Can be really fun.
Too much action. Like, it's only action. There's nothing else.
There's nothing wrong with action.
No, but
But
I
if
am not an
action-
action fan.
I mean, I myself have nothing against action, but if action is happening in order to justify that there is no real plot, it's overcompensation in my eyes.
Good point.
I mean, there is a plot, but it's debatable if you want to
I
call
mean,
it
there has
such.
to be enough plot if there are already like how many movies? 6? Or something like that?
That's the thing. Like with most action movies, or like completely on just on the action side, they manage to show lots of pictures without telling lots of story.
Oh, well, keeps people entertained because they can see something happening or many things happening.
I mean, the music is pretty cool. Basically, you can
This
show
is
someone
just-
cleaning the house, vacuum cleaning the house. It still makes the visuals cool if you play the music in the background.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with this melody.
I think the last time we had this music was actually the Mission Impossible setting with the chest. The Raven's chest.
Ravens
with the
guard
money.
chess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was a very
Yep.
good music choice, Victor.
That was also very memorable, not 20.
Kratos has been smiling down upon Tordor for quite a while.
Yes. And now Paula smiles back at the world.
Sounds like a fulfilling enough story.
So,
What's the plan?
yes, so you know previously how they have reacted before, what they were trying to do, and your status quo with Equalizer has been now violated. So, just because I didn't ask you to roll for initiative right away, doesn't mean that we won't have initiative.
What? We're gonna talk. We're gonna try to talk.
I mean, Porter would really like to give blessings to himself. Vigilant blessings.
Vigilantly. Okay, Polo is typical Polo. Yeah, you could definitely do that, yeah. There is still time.
I mean, Porter
So-
would also give this blessing to someone else, but no one else is in reach. And since it's upon touch,
So I would
That's the
allow
only
that each of you can cast a spell per se. Preparation spell. Sus, you as well, if you want to cast anything.
Invisibility. Wraith is now clinging to nothing. She's flying.
enemies have to roll for confusion.
So she is like with her tail up.
She's flapping her hands. Yeah. And the tail is fixed to something.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. Actually curious if this stream is going to be marked for the violation of copyrights.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just gonna mute the voice. I think that's what it does. Removes the voice.
isn't this already like 50 years old? I'm just kidding, like just like 30.
Okay, so this one action or spell to prepare. I mean, is it for Polo a question of whether he uses Vigilant Blessing or a spell / action?
Oh, you can do both.
Very nice.
You are in the most advantageous position from everybody else. That only makes
Any
sense.
rogue shot. Okay.
So I actually, how does Polo feel? Does he have afraid? Is he afraid of heights? Because
I mean, would be funny if you were it.
I mean, it's very convenient where he is now to be afraid of heights.
I mean, I think if we imagine like the bottom of the ship to be like this, then Polo's kind of standing here upside down.
Yes.
So I can see everything below.
Yes, exactly.
No. Your
Okay.
stream is lagging 10 seconds behind for me. But okay.
I mean, that's natural. Yeah, you don't have a live stream. Yes.
No, I mean your video in the VDO Ninja.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
So if you have any answer to Sebastian, you can write him directly. To that.
I can't, because then when I open too many things in streams, then you know, my laptop is an old one. I need to give him some space.
It's time. You know, it's time. Okay.
So okay. So to answer the question
Yep.
regarding the heights, so Polo is used. So Polo is not afraid of heights because of two reasons. First of all, he is used to big city life, jump from one rooftop to the other, catch people on rooftops, follow them, run after them, run from other people. That's one reason. The other reason is he is an halfling, and he's a Ghostwise halfling. So that means he grew up in kind of a jungle forest area where he had to climb a lot. Actually, there's a third reason. He has a racial trait, which is brave. So he's a very brave person. No, he doesn't have phobias.
I mean, being brave, it means being afraid just for 5 seconds less than others.
No, I mean, the definition of brave is to feel fear, but still act as if you wouldn't. Face your fear and push through them. That's the definition of brave.
So we have a great suggestion in the chat for the name of the next episode. It will be called Mission Half Impossible.
I like that though.
Yeah, I think
Every
that's a great
impossible
name.
mission is halved for Polo. Polo proves.
Exactly. That was the pun. Oh,
So okay, thinking
Rafe.
about the action. So
yeah. Also, Rafe, do you have any also action to do except for hanging? Maybe you could cast something. Your hands are free.
Can I use my sorcery points to make a spell slot and then cast something?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll use 3 sorcery points. La, 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 la. And I'll cast Entire Fortress.
On yourself or yes?
I am myself. It's a complicated situation with answers.
Okay. Your mind is your fortress. Absolutely. Yeah, please cast the spell, and yeah, we're going to use it for next time. Absolutely. Very good. Sus, anything else you are doing except for invisible? Ah, no, you're already invisible. Okay, good.
As a bonus action, can I use an item?
Most likely, which item?
Manacles.
On home.
Can I strap Rave's tail to my leg or something like that? Or her boots so she doesn't fall off.
Oh, I don't want to know what's going on. I mean, I'm not so.
I have
You're
a,
gonna fall off.
Okay.
You're gonna fall off. That's gonna happen. You'll have to
Oh,
roll
okay,
every
well-
round for not falling off.
Okay, I think that's as fun as it's useful. So
I have the key, so it's fine. Unless I lose.
Okay, I mean, for now, I'm still like.
Sas
willing to
manacles the
if something happens, I will
tail
not
of Rave towards his leg, on his leg.
I don't know if you can manacle the tail. I don't know how this. But
So
probably it's possible. I don't know.
I mean, you can.
that's my turn.
If not, then I'll do the leg. A leg to a leg.
No, let's do the tail. I will allow the tails possible. Yeah, Rave's tail is not just one straight thing. It has some points due to her draconic ancestry where you could manacle it too, and it wouldn't fall off.
There's like
So-
a piercing at the end, you know, like a fucking ring.
I mean, there's more than that. We never described Rave's tail, and I think maybe now it's deserves some attention.
Tail time.
Unless, but also exposing the tail that much for a royal tiefling person is not something she would be proud to tell a lot.
A royal person
It's
should
very
not
clear, it's
expose
just
the
ignored,
tail.
right? Like. But it's okay. It's a complicated situation.
Of course, nobody sees, right?
No.
Unless they're flying over the whole city. Yes. No. They don't have a landing spot there, so they're not doing that. Don't worry. Okay, cool. Yeah, Sas, you can absolutely do that. Just add it also into our notes in the chat. Paula, did you make a decision?
I just try to understand where I'm positioned right now.
Under
So,
the ship. Oh,
so I'm trying to draw on the screen right now. So if this is the ship, let's say here's the ladder.
I don't know
Where
where
the
you draw.
party's on. I draw in the VDO Ninja Hut. Can you see that? It's like right in the middle in black.
I do not know how to see it. Others see it?
Rave, can you see that I'm drawing onto the screen of the Ninja video?
No.
No.
No, it's
Okay,
okay.
that's sad. Okay. Then I don't know. Can I draw anywhere in the Slack channel or so? Okay, then I'll just use my hands. So
Yes.
let's say this is the ship.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's assume here's the top side, right? Let's say here somewhere is the ladder hanging down where the
Yeah.
party's on. Then
Yep.
the Azimars are kind of came down from here. And so
They are
Polo
from the
is
top.
standing
They-
somewhere here.
By the ladder, they're going like this.
Okay, so Polo is standing here
Yes.
and the Azimars are here.
Yes.
So they cannot okay.
They do not see him, yes.
What's the distance, roughly?
From your place to the ladder, I would say like maybe 3-4 meters.
So it's like 10 feet.
Yeah, to the ladder itself, but not to Rave, because you had to climb up 4 or 5 meters up first.
And
So
to
that
the Azimars themselves?
they're a bit above the level of your visibility. So within 30 feet, 40 feet, I think.
Last question, then I can tell you the action. So how high are we above the ground? The whole ship?
By this time, I would say you're no longer above the ground. You're above the sea. And let's say 150 meters.
That
Wow.
that was
much.
that was fast. Maybe for the better. Okay. So do we want to talk to them, or what is your prepared action, Rave?
I want to start talking to them. They confused us. Like, why would they need to talk to us? Who are we? No.
Ticket, please.
We were lost. Whatever. Or that we could go, but they didn't really belong in this ship, right? So it was more like, oh, we just ended up here, and then you just started. What are you doing here? I know what we're gonna say, but we can still try.
I mean, right now Polo has a chance for a sneak attack on them. You know, so if you say you really want to talk to them, then Polo's gonna do nothing, and then we talk. But we give away any advantage. So talk or fight?
Do you think that the talk is gonna
No.
work?
I don't
Then
think
we
it's
can
gonna
just
work.
attack. We know them, right? Like we know that they're after us, but I don't know why right now. What were they looking for last time? They said that I had something that belonged to them, but what was that?
You had worn the amulet of Order of True Knight on yourself.
Shit, I have it again.
So is any one of us wearing the amulet right now?
I am
Sus.
me.
Brave, she is. I'm invisible. She is the only one they can see. She's
They
flying.
can see Farvald is hanging there as well, like a can of metal.
Forward.
If they're looking for it, I'm just gonna tell them that it's a souvenir and that it doesn't work the same way as theirs work.
This is a misunderstanding. It's not what it looks like.
No,
Forward,
just
I
supposed to be
can't
very
help you
similar,
in
but
any way.
I just bought it in a craft store, and it has some lights and it's really nice when it's dark, and yeah.
So I get mixed signals. Do we fight them or do we talk them?
That's the thing. Like, if they're here only for the amulet, then whatever. But if they're looking for something else, then it's gonna be.
As the ship raises above from the ground, Rafe, the amulet is still hot.
Yeah, I mean, we can confirm now that Bob is in the ship.
Some amulet is likely on the ship. I mean, probably Bob, yeah, but can't know for sure at this point.
Are Asimars themselves wearing amulets? Because I think they are.
Were they?
Wasn't the last one with the Tomb of Levis' sword wearing an amulet? They're not? Oh, back then I didn't see that, but thinking now how this Azimar back then behaved, he behaved like a summon. With a summon who had a mission. That's how he behaved. Someone is summoning those Azimars. That's powerful. That's really powerful. High level Azimars in general, like summoning, the most difficult class to summon are what are they? Celestials. Like you can summon demons on lower level with lower level spells, whatever. But Azimars, I think it starts with a 7th level spell. Conjure Azimar. Yeah. I didn't conjure Azimar, no. I conjure Celestial. That is impressive. Maybe you should talk.
Do we have like any anti-air spells? You know, like maybe some web or
Like a staff against the blinding
a-
flying creatures.
stuff of
Blame
other people not
Gaki.
flying
Blame
around.
Gaki.
It is not for using, it is for having.
Wait, you said Gaki has the stuff?
Gaki sold it for drugs.
Alright.
Oh god. You so short drops.
Just check the items. Maybe you still have some to use.
I mean, Polo has something, but this is not so much about talking. But we, I don't. It's gonna be a difficult fight. We're most likely gonna use it. We are out of spell slots. We're not really healthy. Someone summoned those Azimars, conjured them. Someone very powerful. There's a ship full of pirates. Maybe Bob's on there too. I don't know. But we have our friends flying in. You know, Mighty Gaki, powerful Jackson.
Wasn't she left at home because Farwell said so?
No. It was the decision was between who would go like in the first group and who would
okay.
in the second group.
Okay.
I think.
So
No.
Mighty Jackson, Fury Gaki, and Quakarim. Ambassador.
Quo the Combustor.
The
Quo the
Combustor.
status quo.
Good
yeah.
nickname.
So
Weren't they resistant to fire also? So that may be problematic for us. I think they were resistant to fire. also.
Were they really?
See?
But not really
Yeah.
immune, right?
Last time you fought any of the Azimars, it was during the eruption of the volcano on the nights on the streets of the Denver, and this is when you ran away from them back to the embassy instead.
it was not so much fighting.
Yep.
No, but remember this first Azimar we encountered. I mean, of course, Rafe was using fire spells on him, and I think it did not really. He was not immune, but he was resistant. Right?
Mhm.
It didn't as much
Yeah,
damage as expected.
I think that makes sense because I think that the only creature so far that was really immune to fire was the skulls, the flaming skulls.
And the fire salamanders.
Yes. I don't even remember how we fought those.
Okay,
Mm.
and then I guess Paulo would. Why is that a concentration spell?
Which one?
Wait, 1 second.
Farwell also has an action.
I mean, do I get the
Uh,
command forward in this fight, or?
No. Farvald, of course, prepares his weapon at the ready. That he needs to pack weapon. And he's out of spell slots, so there is not much he can do unless he has some interesting item.
He does have several things, also spells, which don't rely on spell slots. Check his actions and then go into the limited use tab. He still has something up his sleeve. Yeah.
Not much, nothing.
What? That's not true.
No, I just imagined him using his Tomb of Levistus and just collapsing as like a huge icicle.
Falling down the sky.
Yeah. That's his paratroopers type of landing. If needed. He has Hexblade Curse and a Curse Spectre, that's it.
Not entirely true. Wait, no. Let me tell you. So, he has the Hexblade Curse, correct? He has the Tomb of Levistus. He still has he has a Curse Spectre, and he still has spells. Because some of his spells don't require spell slots because they're based on features. So, for example, he still has Animate Dead. Because it's if you check it, it is not grayed out, and it says use because it depends. It doesn't require a spell slot. And on top of that, he has Conjure Fey.
Yeah, and
on top of that, he has the Thing of Death. They all don't need spell slots. That's why I chose him.
He was lying to us all the time, trying to get a nap. He's just lazy. He has Finger of Death without the spell slot.
It's better to have more spells.
It's already very powerful.
If you're not sure about the usage or...
I'm trying to remember if I have used Finger of Death against the Behir.
You didn't. You used Blight. I remember that. Yeah,
Maybe.
it was Blight. No, I'm very sure. Because I was waiting for the Finger of Death and it didn't come.
Okay.
Also, if you're like not sure if they require spell slots or not, you can check again on the features and traits. And there you would find it under the Eldritch Invocations at some point. And there you see the checkboxes are open under the spell rest.
Yeah. It's don't worry. I can see that Farvald, in case of something, can summon for you a giant crocodile, or a giant shark, or elephant.
He can do so much better.
Mammoth. He can
Yes.
conjure mammoth.
He can yes.
He can conjure
But he can do
mammoth
better.
on the top of this
He
ship.
can do.
Or would it would it be good?
I don't know.
But DM, this is just a limited list because those are the examples of the spell, right?
Yeah,
He can
yeah.
actually conjure like real Fae, like this.
Yeah,
what's
that's his cards to play. Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure you know everything he can do. Like, it's up to you, but I want you to have the full picture.
Yeah. He has only those left.
Actually, by now he's difficult to play because he has so many features and stuff to think about, like especially with the shield features. Like, whenever someone next to him when an enemy next to him attacks one of his not enemies, then Farvald has the chance to react and has an opportunity attack. And there's lots of things, like it is difficult to maintain overview by now. Well,
Yep.
It's potential. Lots of potential.
Yes, I think at this moment I want to thank, I'll be stopping the stream. I want to thank everybody who joined us today. I'm great that Sebastian joined us. after some time missing out. We're missing you in our chats. And yeah, I think it's a great support, mental support for all those halflings and for everybody else in the party. Yes. And yeah, hope you come back as we hopefully play next week as well. Yep. Yeah. So thank everybody as the chapter number 125, Cold Pursuit, is closed. We will see you at Party of Now Power Rangers next time.